Let's see. High school, Buckeyes, Browns, kids in the retention pond. It must be Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Football is good. The Fan. Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
All right, it is Morning Juice. No Brandon Beam. No Mark the Shark. I'm Tito. Bobby Carpenter to my right. And we got Ryan Baker back there running things for us. Thanks so much for tuning in on this Football Friday. So much good. What a great night last night in sports, Bobby, and lots to get into today. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Fit off. Glad to have you back.
Oregon was fun.
You're cruising around the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I mean, the game probably wasn't as good, but hopefully everything else out there was nice.
It wasn't terrible, but the loss sucks, yes. But beautiful stadium. You ever been out there before?
I've never been.
It's a gorgeous stadium.
Oregon's one of the few states that I've not been to.
Heather didn't want to leave. She wanted to stay there.
It's great.
Just needed to make sure our kids were taken care of here. She said, let's just stay. What are they going to do? The people that are watching, the kids, what are they going to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, take them to CPS,
I don't know
drop them off there.
But, and fans were extremely friendly. Like, fans were thanking us before the game. So glad. Thank you guys came out. I'm glad you guys came out here. Thank you for coming to Oregon and all stuff. Like, it was over the top, friendly, nice, and it was great. I enjoyed that. I did have a moment, Bobby, where I thought of you. I don't know if I should do this now or save it for when we get juice.
Let's save that.
Okay, because there was a moment something happened with an interaction with an Oregonian.
Listen, you can maybe tell it now and then tell it again.
I'm picking up a carry out one night at a pub, and the guy strikes up a conversation with me, and we start talking about kids' sports. He's got a couple of kids. I've got a couple of kids, obviously, and I asked what sports my kids play, and I asked him his kid is 11 years old and plays this extreme frisbee, and I thought you would love this.
It's called Ultimate Frisbee.
Whatever it's okay, Ultimate Frisbee, whatever it's called. His kid's 11, and he said, but they're not that competitive at this level. He said, before each game, this is at the age of 11, both teams line up and face each other and have to do a chant about the other team, like a positive chant.
Like Red Rover, Red Rover?
It's like hey, you're the Raiders, you are strong, whatever, that kind of thing. Like you have to do a cheer for the other team.
I don't like that.
Well, it gets better, Bobby. They don't keep score.
What?
Yep, they don't keep score.
They're 11?
11. And
they can say what they want. The kids are keeping score.
At the end of the game, they line up across from each other, and the kid in front of you, every kid has to say to the person in front of them something they liked about the way they played. So they do a pregame cheer for each other. They don't keep score, and then they line up in front of each other. Have to say, hey, I really like the way you passed, or hey, I really like the way you did this. And there's no standings, no records, nothing.
I can understand all that, but here's the reality. The kids are keeping score.
Of course, Bobby, we know that. Parents are keeping score.
They keep the record. Like, even
yes.
In like the little flag football and stuff that the boys play. Like,
ask already how many games we've lost in the last 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. They may not really keep score, and they may not really have standings, but everybody knows who has won how many and how many they've lost and what the scores the kids constantly ask during the game. And they're 8. 7,
I know. They don't. They're 5, Bobby.
Do you think there's 11-year-olds that are going to go out and play a competitive game and not keep score and try to understand what their record is?
Oh, gosh.
That's nonsense.
He's telling me that, so I'm thinking, boy, Bobby would explode on this guy if he told him this. Like, how do you not keep you're competitive, right?
Yeah.
That's what sports are.
There's a winner, there's a loser.
Yes.
That reminds me of the old 2.5 Men where Charlie goes hungover to one of Jake's soccer games.
Okay.
And they're like, we don't keep score. And Jake's like, we're getting creamed. And he's like, nobody's winning or losing. And he's like, yeah, we are. 9-2.
That's the way it is.
They can say whatever they like, but kids can see that. And to say anything less is disingenuous because they know when one team is scoring a lot and one team is scoring a little.
I remember me and my sister used to fight. My mom would make us stand in front of each other and say 10 nice things about one another.
That's a lot.
No, wait. And that's fine. After about the third one, it started to get insulting. It was like, I like the way your nose is so much bigger than it's supposed to be on your face.
Yeah.
Like things like that, you know.
Call those backhanded compliments.
Yes, that's what it was. All right. You ready for Today in History?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
I don't know if Baker got it right yesterday, but take it away, General.
All righty. It is October 18th, Friday, October 18th, the 292nd day of the year. 74 days remaining in this 2024. This day, 1851, Herman Melville's Moby Dick is first published. This day, 1867, the United States takes possession of Alaska after purchasing it for $7.2 million. Slidoff, do you know who we purchased Alaska from?
Alaska?
Yeah.
Napoleon. Russia.
Well, right, there you go.
Was it Russia? It was close to Russia.
The Louisiana purchase was from Napoleon. Alaska was purchased from Russia.
All right.
There you go. Took you 2 shots. That's not bad.
No, I knew it was. I knew they were close to Russia. I knew it wasn't Napoleon.
And then this date, 1898, we take possession. The United States takes possession of Puerto Rico from Spain. 1968, the U.S. sweeps the 400 meters in the Mexico Olympics with Lee Evans winning gold at a time of 43.86.
Hell of a wide receiver.
He played wide receiver. Oh, get out of here for Buffalo.
Different guy?
Yeah, I think that was a different guy. I don't know if he was able to maintain that speed for 35 to 40 years.
HGH.
Pretty sure he was a thorn in Ohio State's side at Wisconsin.
Oh, God, that's right.
Yeah.
Chris Gamble slipped, though. He slipped.
No, Chris didn't slip.
Yes, he did.
Then if I was on the field.
I know, but I was in the stands.
That's fine.
I was unbiased. You tell me he didn't slip?
No, I'm telling you he bit on the out because that's where I was running, and I was watching him run at me as Lee was running by.
I got very aggressive when I said that.
I love Chris.
The fact that you were there, I forgot you were there.
That was the ultimate flex. I was on the field.
I was literally.
I know it was.
Not only was I on the field, you were
in the play.
I was running underneath the flat that he was trying to jump.
Last road game we went to before this one. So Ohio State's lost the last 2 road games I've gone to.
Yeah, you need to stay at home.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then this date, 1977. The Yankees win their 21st World Series. In Mr. October, it's back-to-back Jacks in the World Series, tying Babe Ruth's record.
Reggie Jackson. Long drive right field. It is goodbye. Hard shot right field. It's gone. Oh, what a World Series for Reggie Jackson. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, what a beam on his face. How can you blame him? He's answered the whole world.
Who is that on the call there? Do you know?
Cosell, and that was Keith Jackson.
It was Keith
It
Jackson?
sounded like Keith Jackson.
It was Cosell, too.
Okay. I thought that was Howard Cosell.
It was Cosell.
I was fairly sure that was Keith Jackson, but the roar of the crowd was so loud. I didn't realize Keith Jackson called baseball.
Yeah, he used to call Monday Night Baseball. Monday Night Baseball for ABC and then some World Series ones. But those 3 home runs, Bobby, were on 3 swings. Like, he didn't swing and miss or swing and fouling off. It was 3 different times he swung.
3 consecutive swings.
3 consecutive swings off 3 different pitchers.
Well, usually when you get that, now for sure it'd be 3 different pitchers.
Sure. Yeah.
But back then, I mean, if you're giving up that many Jacks. Some birthdays today, keep that in mind, who we were just talking about. Chuck Berry, the godfather of rock and roll, born on this date, 1926. The man who you heard on the call, born in 1928, Keith Jackson. So he saw the back-to-back-to-back Jacks working on his birthday. Fortunately, we lost the legend back in 2018. But here's one of his gems from the 2006 Rose Bowl.
The royalty of college football is in assembly at the Rose Bowl 2006. Bush, Liner, Young, and their legion. By consensus, the teams ranked 1 and 2, with nary a whisper of dissent. The site for this ultimate showdown in college football is one of the famed arenas of sport, the Rose Bowl, where the festival of postseason play was started more than 100 years ago in the city of Pasadena, California.
Hello again, everybody. A Happy New Year to you. Keith Jackson, Dan Fouts. And so much hype has been heaped on this college football game, Dan, I'm beginning to have a hard time swallowing. 4th and 5. I kind of feel like Joe. I'm too old for this. 4th and 5, the national championship on the line right here. He's going for the corner. He's got it. Vince Young scores.
Seems like they wanted USC to win there. A couple of West Coast guys. Dan Pouts on the call with him. If Dan would have been on his game, he would have dropped it. That's what she said to Keith.
When I think of college football, that's the voice I hear in my head.
Dan Pouts?
No, Keith Jackson.
Of course. Hopefully not Dan. Keith was the best. It was awesome to get to play in some of those games. You knew it was a big game when Keith was on the call.
Did you meet Keith?
Never met Keith, no.
God, I bet that. Like, do you remember, or did you ever go back? You probably didn't, but go back and watch one of the games you were in that he called just to hear him say your name.
I don't know about that.
Like, that'd be really damn cool. I remember getting that feeling the first time I saw Keels here, like in the office. He's like, "Hey, Tito." You know, he gives that voice. I'm like, oh.
Did you record it to make it sound
I asked him to record it because I was going to make it my ringtone.
That's perfect. Some more birthdays. Forrest Gregg, the Packers lineman, Hall of Famer, number of seasons. There are 5 titles with Green Bay. Born in this state in 1933. Mike Ditka. Unfortunately, Beam's not here. The Cowboys and Bears fame. Hall of Famer, college football and NFL. Turning 85 today.
I'm happy for Steve, and I told him I'm proud of him. I tell you what, he's always like a forgotten man. Shut up. Here, have a quarter and make a phone call. Get your mouth shut. Get your mouth shut, jerk. Dickus. See that? That's your IQ, buddy. 0.
All the turnovers.
No, I'd rather talk to him. I know I'm smarter than that son. I'm not funny. I was trying to tell the guy, seriously, I wasn't trying to be funny with the guy, because if I would have got a hold of him, I wouldn't have been funny with him. It had nothing to do with fun. It had nothing to do with being funny. But this will be the big deal. Let's do this. Let's forget who we're playing this week and just write about how funny I am. And then we'll have a good time. And we'll clown around every day. And I got some magic tricks I'll show you.
Gosh, so charismatic. Love it that he's still out there. Hopefully he's still doing well. Sharks guy Lee Harvey Oswald, born on this date in 1939. Him and Vic is sharing the same birthday. Frank Beamer, Va Tech legend, turning 78.
The Virginia Tech head football coach, Frank Beamer.
Thank you. This program has great potential. The reason I say that is we've got a very, very fine academic school, and that's tremendously important to me that we have that. We have tremendous facilities here at Virginia Tech. And when you want to play the type of football that we intend to play and what they have played here, then certainly facilities is a very, very important part. There will be a great, great effort to recruit in-state people to Virginia Tech. Again, I think it's extremely important, and we're going to work very hard at that.
What a great job there by Beamer. A lot of success. That was his opening presser. Martina Navratilova, the tennis legend, 18 major singles titles, turning 68 today. And Jean-Claude Van Damme, who Bodie did not know who he
Seriously?
was. Yeah, that was disappointing.
Oh, I've seen Bloodsport. You know me. I'm really buff.
That's what I said. I don't know about that as well. Thomas Edison dying on this day in 1931. And we lost Bum Phillips in 2013. Some holidays, observances today. It is World Student Day, Meatloaf Appreciation Day. Not sure if that's the singer or the entree. National Chocolate Cupcake Day and Alaska Day. And those are historical events. Your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. Friday, October 18th, the 292nd day of the year. 74 days remaining in this 2024.
You always do a very comprehensive job on that. You forgot one birthday.
I try to put in as much as I can.
Artie's 8 years old today.
Happy birthday, Artie.
There we go.
Ortiz Mo.
Mo. He is 8 years old today. All right, big show lined up for you today. We got so much to get into with, even though it's a bye week for Ohio State, Ryan Day did speak. I want to hear from him. We'll do that next. This is Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Travel times are looking pretty decent out there. No major delays to report out, and we're seeing travel times right around 30 minutes. At 70 East, eastbound from 71 to Route 79, expect a 25-minute commute there. And you're looking at a 25-minute commute at 70 East, westbound from Route 79 to 71, going back the other way. And about 27 minutes for you at 70 West, eastbound from Route 54 to 71. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The OSU Army ROTC has scholarships available. Learn more at arotc.com.
Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com.
Yeah, that's how I get by. Lord, that's how I get by.
There's a shocking new government report about the border crisis Sherrod Brown created. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, almost 500,000 convicted criminals have entered our country illegally, including nearly 30,000 found guilty of murder and sexual assault, including rape in their home countries. Now they are spread out across America because of Sherrod Brown's policies. But Sherrod Brown says,
I don't hear a lot about immigration from voters.
That's because Sherrod Brown doesn't listen to voters anymore. And while our safety is being jeopardized, Sherrod Brown is making sure illegals get taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals who get amnesty, Social Security, even COVID relief checks, all paid for by you. 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand. Listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Football is all about scoring big, and so is Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 dealerships and a collision center, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Our Carvenience service picks up your car, gives you a rental, and returns it without you lifting a finger. Score big today. Experience the difference and visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Hey, it's Bobby. If you've been thinking about changing the windows or doors in your home, it'd be dumb not to get a few estimates. It's a big purchase. All I'm saying is don't be double dumb and forget to include my friends at Pella Columbus, voted by Columbus as the leading, most trusted, and most likely to improve the look of your home. And with 5 different window lines for the $300,000 to the $3 million home, the Pella product is famous. And the local team here in town have been just as impressive. Check them out at PellaColumbus.com.
You know, Ohio's Supreme Court makes headlines for the wrong reasons. They even ruled it's okay for boneless chicken wings to have bones that can choke kids.
But we can stop their extreme one-party politics by voting for Mike Donnelly, Melody Stewart, and Lisa Forbes for Ohio's Supreme Court.
Right. Ohio's newspapers say Donnelly, Stewart, and Forbes are the clear choice.
We need an experienced, independent court we can trust. And Donnelly, Stewart, and Forbes will judge the Reproductive Freedom Amendment fairly and honestly, protecting our rights, safety, and families.
Ohioans deserve independent justice, transparency, and equal treatment under the law. That's why we really need Donnelly, Stewart, and Forbes to provide checks and balances.
Don't stop fighting for your rights, freedoms, and choices. But do remember to vote for Mike Donnelly, Melody Stewart, and Lisa Forbes.
Paid for by Donnelly for Supreme Court, Stewart for Ohio Supreme Court, and Forbes for Justice.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful day out there today. We are going 70 for the high. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 71. And then look at this. Sunday, sunny, high 75. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robershad with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby Carpenter, Ryan Baker with you. So, Bobby, I fly out to Eugene last week and go to the game and whatnot, whatever. On the day after the game, we get up and drive about 2.5 hours to Bend, Oregon. So now I'm in Eugene, drive to Bend, Oregon, spend the night there. Get up the next day on Monday and drive another couple hours to this state park out there to do this hike. And we get done doing the hike, wife and I, go and stop at this cafe/gift shop area up there, and I run into Tim May.
Funny to see you here, Tito.
Hey, Tito, what are you doing here? So, yeah, I go all that way, fly to Eugene, which I knew was in Oregon, but then drive to Bend and then drive further out there to this state park to go hiking. And that's who I were to, Tim May and Jeff Snook. I bring up Tim May because he's on Bishop and Friends today with Bo. They have Doug Maurice coming up on their show. On Rothman and Ice, you got Brady Quinn with Big Noon Kickoff. Tool of the Week on Man and Bone. 6 o'clock tonight, we got the warm-up show with Tim Hall. 7 o'clock, Ohio State basketball. Ohio State and Cincinnati in exhibition. And then after that game, is it after the Ohio State basketball game you're doing the overtime show over there?
That is correct. Timmy said they'll be wrapping up about 10, so we'll go from 10 to 11.
Byers Dublin Subaru overtime with Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran. So that's all going on there. Bobby, so we had the Ryan Baker spoke yesterday. I don't know what the vibe was like here all week.
Who spoke yesterday?
I'm sorry, not Ryan Baker. Ryan did. Ryan Baker did also, though.
Yeah,
Ryan Baker spoke.
I don't know if
Ryan
we're going to play any of his sound from yesterday.
Nobody wants to hear that.
I don't know.
I don't know. You can hear it if you go back on the pod. You can hear it. It's on YouTube. It's right there at that off. All of our stuff is
streamed.
streamed.
That's a call back there. There we go. Bobby, what's been the vibe here? I can only imagine this week what it's been like. And do you feel like, because I always get pissed off, people start saying, oh, you got to fire Ryan Day. And I'm like, look, no. And wait, like the season's not, this story's not written yet for this team. You know what I mean?
I understand that off, believe me. I've had.
Do you feel like you had to defend?
Do I feel like I've had to defend Ryan?
Do you feel like you're defending like that idea of like it's ridiculous to say fire him now?
Someone asked me, do you think he's an elite coach? I said, yeah, capable of winning a national championship. Yes. I said, yes. You know how many active college head coaches have won national championships?
I'm not sure how many. Probably not many. Maybe 4, 3, probably 3.
3. Can you name them?
Well, Kirby Smart's one of them.
There you go.
I would say Dabo's one of them.
Can you name the third?
The third active coach that has won a national. It's no, I can't actually. I'm thinking about it. I was going to say, yeah, who is it? Who's the third one?
He's old, and it's not where he won the national championship.
It's North Carolina. It's Mac Brown.
So he won one in 2005.
Right.
So 20 years ago, 19 years ago is when he won his. So I don't know if you could really say like he's in that elite category, like still coaching, because North Carolina. They've been good.
Gave 53 points to James Madison in the first half of the game, Bobby.
They gave up like 73 overall.
73 in the game, yes.
So not great.
No.
So they're like, who would you say is elite? I said, well, first of all, the two guys who have won a pair of national championships. And Dabo has Clemson. After that Georgia loss, they're playing well. I go, Dabo just doesn't like to play
evolve
with the current rule structure. But he has a good team, and he is still a very good elite coach. He played in 4 straight national championships, winning two of them. So after that, I go, I've got a bucket of a couple of guys that I'll throw in there.
Sure.
I'll throw in Sark. I'll throw in Dan Lanning. I throw in Ryan Day in no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
I go, guys who have been really good, been there. And I told Bodie yesterday, I might even throw Brian Kelly in there. Guys who have been to national championships or right on the cusp of those. And Dan Lanning, I think, is like ascending after that win.
Right.
I'd put him in the ascension category right there. But like, how can you say that? I go, who else in this college football do you think is better? So I talked to Jeff Schwartz because he's like, who is a friend of mine. He comes on my YouTube show that we have every day at 12:30, and we talked about the game leading into it. And he's an Oregon grad, so I asked him like yesterday. I was like, "Am I mistaken about this?" Because Dan Lanning had not really won any big games at Oregon. He was 0-3 against Washington.
Sure,
he is currently 0-3 against Washington. That was his biggest win. It was at home.
Right.
By 1 point. He needed it. He coached well. There was still some stuff they left on the table. But I would say Dan Lanning's very similar to Ryan Day. Ryan Day actually has a more accomplished resume than Dan. And the guy pushed back, no, he's undefeated against Oregon State, their real rival. I'm like, oh, you would know that. So I call up Jeff. He's like, no, not even close. He's like, Washington's our rival by a long way.
Yeah.
I go, would it be fair? I go, it seems like Oregon State is a little Michigan State. He goes, exactly. He goes, it's only a rivalry for them.
The other one, yeah, right.
He goes, it's not. He goes, our rivalry is Washington.
Right.
And he's like, and Dan is 0-3. He goes, he still hasn't won it.
Yeah.
It's like beating Ohio State didn't change that. He goes, he needed that win more than anything. And he goes, he hadn't won a big game here.
Yeah.
Now, he's only been there for a couple of years, so you get that, and he's built it pretty well in 3 years. But, like, Ryan Day's accomplished more. I'm like, okay, so, like, who else do you have out there?
Right.
Josh Heupel at Tennessee. Right. Lane Kiffin at
Ole Miss.
Yeah, at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Like I said, Brian Kelly down at LSU. You start, like, looking around the landscape. It's like, who else is out there? Like, James Franklin?
I'd take Day over all those guys.
That's my point.
Yes. All those guys. I'd take Ryan Day.
People are like, you can find it.
No.
You can go find an elite coordinator at another school. I'm like, really? Ryan Day was that elite coordinator at another school. So was Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
So was Sark. Like, all these guys. But they haven't won the big prize yet. I'm like, Sark, I would say he's the same. Like, Lincoln Riley? Is that who you want?
No, yeah.
Like, Lincoln Riley was supposed to be the best and the smartest and the brightest.
Yep.
Like, I'm just telling people, you only defend him. Like, I'll be real. There were things I didn't necessarily love the last play call.
No.
I didn't like it. I didn't like what was called, what were the options that were there. Like, but that doesn't change the fact that I think that the guy does a really good job still. Like, I'm going to disagree with him on things. There are times over the course of in 2021, I thought we were not physical against Michigan.
Yeah.
I was like, that is a real deal.
Yeah.
There are issues that have come up that have been real things. I don't necessarily think every decision he's made is right. But Mike, I'm not going to sit here and say the guy should be fired because of that. Because I don't know who you would tell me that you would hire that would be definitively better. Then I hear people throw out Vrabes. I'm like, Vrabes ain't taking. He's not.
There's no way Vrabel's taking the Ohio State. You know better than anybody. There's no way.
I'm not better than anyone, but I'm like, I know him, and I know people that know him much better than me, and he's not coaching in college.
No.
You know, it's like, well, Fickle. I'm like, okay, I played for Luke. Luke's at Wisconsin, and he ain't leaving there for a couple of years. I promise you that. They could offer him $20 million. Because there were schools that did offer him lots of more money.
Sure.
And he didn't take the job because he had made commitments and he makes promises. He's a man of his word. So I just, we've got to take a break. We got Lee Sterling up next. We'll get to more of this.
I probably should play the Ryan Day sound as well. But
We'll play it more. We got more time.
We got more time to do this. So we're going to, it's a football Friday. We'll do that. But it's Friday. It's payday. Let's make it a profitable weekend. Lee Sterling from ParamountSports.com gives us his picks next. We'll do that next morning. Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
The off-ramp is closed at 70 West Side eastbound, off-ramp to 315. The ramp is closed permanently. We are looking at a 30-minute commute at 70 West westbound from 71 to Route 315. And you're about 12 minutes in your commute at 71 North northbound from 70 to Polaris Parkway. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
There was a time where I woke up every day and my knee kept bothering me. I wondered, would it ever get better? I'd like to go out and run. I'd like to go play golf. I'd like to hang out with my friends at the pool, go off the diving board, play with my kids, do the stuff that I wanted to do. I looked at having surgery, thought that's not the answer. Don't want to do that. I've had plenty of surgeries in my life. I didn't want to be on medication and just keep pounding ibuprofen and pain pills. That wasn't going to be the answer. So I want to get real, lasting relief. As thousands of patients will tell you. So I went over to QC Kinetics and talked to Dr. Ray Tesner. I even brought my dad with me and said, hey, he's got a bad knee too. He's at a little later stage in life. Could this work for him? QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in cellular therapies, including your own body's healing properties. That's what I wanted, to get healed up and do it the natural way. The choice is yours. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They've got offices in Dublin and in Gehenna, or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
If your air conditioner or furnace stops working in the middle of the night, on a weekend, or over a holiday, there's no reason to wait to get it fixed. For 100 years, Atlas Butler has been here for your family. We're always open, we work on all furnace and air conditioner brands, and it's easy and convenient to request service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Saturday morning at 9.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
Columbus, the most wonderful time of the year, is finally here because Blue Jackets hockey is back. See it all and make new memories all season long. Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants to help ease your oil change anxiety with a few moments of automotive peace.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. If your fall is anything like the people in my neighborhood, your weekends are full of driving kids to endless soccer things. So if you're going to be on the road, be as comfortable as possible. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend a new Lexus. That's not true, but I recommend it. Deal time, 2.99% finance rate on a 2024 RX. That's madness. 4.49% finance rate for a 2025 NX. And you can get up to $5,000 lease cash for a 2024 RX. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Check this out. The new iPhone 16 built for Apple Intelligence. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands for the new iPhone 16 with Unlimited Ultimate. Plus, get a new iPad. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. Buckeye Country Superfest is on Saturday, June 21st, 2024 at Ohio Stadium. June 21st, 2025. It says 24 in the copy here, and I totally Ron Burgundy that one, I believe, Baker. Next year's headliners are Jelly Roll and Kane Brown. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. For more information, visit BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com. And yes, it is 2025. Breaking news.
I did not do that to you.
I know you didn't. No, I know you didn't. I know you didn't do it, but that's me. I should have caught that myself. But that is how I roll.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
So
I love that you have that on the ready.
It's for me. That's what I do.
What caller here for those tickets?
Let's do caller.
Let's do caller 7 for the 7 runs the Guards scored last night en route to an improbable, what looked probable, then improbable victory.
And then reprobable. There we go.
I mean, I watched the Jacks in the 8th hit by the Yankees and thought, well,
that's it.
It's a good run. Class A, your best pitcher.
Yep.
Just gave up 2 jacks in one inning to the elite.
Oh yeah, with Stanton and Judge
of the Yankees, the two of the best hitters, home run hitters in Major League Baseball. Oh, let's get to Lee Sterling.
All right, it's time now. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports joins us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. ParamountSports.com gives us his picks. Lee, last week 4-1, brother. Hey, you're making money, man. It's
Locktober, that off.
Locktober. I like that.
Game, I don't even have to mention to you what game I lost.
I know.
I had a question. Someone in my office, they love big games here in the office. Does Ohio State play Oregon next year?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it's next year. No, they play in 2 years. 2 years Oregon comes here. Next year the games are at Washington, and Texas comes here, obviously, for the non-conference. But yeah, Oregon's in 2 years, though, when Oregon makes a visit. 26, I think is right. If I'm not mistaken, Bobby. You can look that one up. But
could be a new big rivalry.
The problem is, Lee, and I was talking to a friend of mine who played at Oregon. I go, I'd love to play this game every year.
Yeah.
And due to the conference, it's not going to happen, which stinks.
I know. But Texas next year, just big games. Look at what we've seen already this year. We saw that game, and we already saw the Alabama-Georgia game. If the Texas-Georgia game is close to those two, I think most people will be happy.
I think so, too. Another big one in the SEC coming up. We'll get to Texas, Georgia in just a minute. Let's start with the earlier one, though, during the day. Alabama's against Tennessee. Alabama laying 3 on the road, right, against Tennessee. Where do you see that one?
So this is basically, I think, an elimination game. Problems on both teams. Alabama, I mean, their defense gave up 25 last week to South Carolina and should have been more. 40 the week before to Vandy. 34 to Georgia. And now all of a sudden Tennessee, which started off with an offense, looked like they were going to average 50 points a game. They can't do anything. I mean, Nico Liamala, their redshirt freshman quarterback, last 2 weeks, 13 for 38 on throws, 10 or more yards downfield. I think the difference here might be home field. This Alabama coaching staff and a lot of their players have not played there before. 2 years ago, we had one of the greatest games of the decade, which Tennessee won 52-49. Maybe Josh Heupel can get his young quarterback working in the right direction. Their receivers were really banged up. I mean, the last couple of weeks, it looks like none of the receivers are on the injured list here. It's not going to be 52-49, but it could be another instant classic. Tennessee 26-24, wrong team favorite.
Another big SEC matchup, not exactly a classic one, but Texas's foray into the SEC with Georgia coming to town. Georgia with 1 loss. Lee, can they afford another, and will they lose?
They'd be right on the cutting line if they lose this game. And I know what their A game looks like. I saw it against Clemson. They held Clemson to 188 total yards. In that opening game, 34-3 win on a neutral field. Since then, they haven't played real well. You can't really explain why, but sometimes teams out of the blue, like Oregon, had shown almost nothing the entire year, played their best game. So Texas against Oklahoma dominated, but Oklahoma, this might be one of the worst Oklahoma teams in the last couple of decades. And then they played a Michigan team that can't throw the football, 131st in pass offense here. I think Georgia their backs are against the wall, and I think they're going to come to play here. I think 4.5, 5 points is too much. I'll take the desperate team here. Georgia, straight up, 30-24.
Lee Sterling joining us here from ParamountSports.com on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. Okay, Michigan is at Illinois, and Michigan is laying 3 points against the Fighting Illini in Champaign. How do you see that one playing out?
Well, Michigan realize they have to throw the ball some. So Jack Tuttle's probably going to be their guy, at least going forward for the next couple games. And at least he gives them some diversity there. They are nothing famous here, but they do get to face an Illinois team without their best running back, Caden Fagan. Michigan, at least they don't have the target on their back anymore. Now they have 2 losses. Illinois is 5-1. They very easily could be 3-3. They could have lost that game. Also could have lost at Nebraska. I just don't think their quarterbacks do that much damage here against the Michigan defense, and also special teams favors Michigan here. I like Michigan first team to 20. Michigan 20-10.
All right, another big game in the Big Ten. I don't think people had this circled at the beginning of the year. Indiana ranked 16th, taking on Nebraska. Indiana favored -6.
Yeah, I love this offense, and I've been playing them early and often, but, this might be the witching hour here. They have scored 42 and 41 points versus Maryland and Northwestern. Good luck doing that on this Nebraska defense. It has 15 sacks in conference play, averaging 5 a game, and Indiana's offensive talent is impressive, but I think that this defensive front, they don't have to blitz often, is going to do some real damage here. And do you really want to be laying almost a touchdown on a field? Really has not been much of a home field advantage ever. So I think another wrong team favorite, Nebraska. I think they win this game 27-20, knock off Indiana.
Take Indiana, like the first loss of the season in that regard there. The Big Ten leading Indiana Hoosiers. Switch over to the NFL now. Battle of Ohio, Cincinnati's at Cleveland. The Browns are the Browns. How do you see this game playing out?
Curious, you guys, where would you put the Cleveland owners, as far as worst owners, 1 to 10?
Oh, they're the worst. They really are. I can't think of one.
Oh, they spend money and try to win, and maybe ill-advised.
They're stupid, though.
Okay, would you rather have somebody who didn't spend any money? Because that happens.
I'd rather have somebody who doesn't spend money smartly.
Right. And then they announced their new plans for the new stadium.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, during the Cleveland Guardians run, at least wait till the season's over. Now, I had this argument with someone. I said I think the Dolphins owner might be worse. Why? Because he cost his team a first and a third round draft pick. That's pretty tough to do for meddling with the coach and also trying to get Tom Brady. I think that was pretty bad. This could be an ugly game here. Otto Graham might be rolling in his grave if he saw how bad Cleveland's offense is. 0 first downs in their last 25 third down attempts. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Just one example of how bad the Browns are struggling here behind a banged-up offensive line, no ground attack. Deshaun Watson's decent to bottom-tier quarterback status performance here. And the Bengals saved their season last week, beating the Giants this past Sunday night. Not impressive, though. Cincinnati was outgained and had 11 fewer first downs than the Giants. Nick Chubb's going to return here, and I think this is just going to be one of those games played between the 20s here. Cincinnati 23-20, but I think Cleveland finds a way to cover.
Tell us about the free play with Jets taking on Pittsburgh this week.
Big game. This is a crazy game. So Pittsburgh opened as a 1.5-point favorite. No wagers I've seen above $250,000 on this game. And the Jets, just because they got Devontae Adams, have switched to a 2-point favorite. Never seen a receiver switch a line 3.5 points. You want to get Pittsburgh at home versus the Jets. Big game for both teams here. Almost must win for the Jets. First, 5 callers get it for free. Call 800-400-9741. We'll give it to them for free. 800-400-9741. You get Pittsburgh and the Jets on me. And how about this? Last week we had the 5 for 55 both days, including a 40 to 50 unit max wager. Where do we go? We went 4-1 both days, and we hit both of our max wager plays. You want to come on board? We call it Locktober. 14 days from tonight all the way through the 31st of October. Just $197. One place, ParamountSports.com.
You're the man, Lee. We'll talk again next week, brother.
Okay, thanks, guys.
That was Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com, joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. Come up next, hit you with some quick hitters. Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
The on-ramp is closed at 71 North Side, northbound on-ramp from East Broad Street. That is going to be closed permanently. Your travel times are looking pretty decent. About a 10-minute commute for you at 71 North, southbound from Polaris Parkway to 70, and almost 30 minutes in your commute at 71 South, northbound from Madison to 70. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
At Custom Air, integrity is key. That's why there are no high-pressure sales tactics, just a commitment for friendly and professional service. That's the way they do things. It's the Custom Air way.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at buyersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Buyers.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this NFL season?
Hey, it's T-Bone to tell you that Bud Light and 97.1 The Fan have teamed up for the ultimate football face-off. Join us each week for football face-off events and your chance to win a trip to Vegas where you'll compete for the grand prize.
A trip for two to New Orleans or the Super Bowl.
Drink Bud Light, enjoy the games, and take your shot at football glory.
This week, join me on Sunday at Shakers Public House on Wilson Bridge Road for the Browns-Bengals game. I'll be there from 2 to 4 p.m. to give you a shot at going to the Super Bowl.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina, and at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Here's a sure bet for you. The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is my favorite place in the world. This is Scotty Vegas, and on Sunday, October 20th, we're throwing a huge party at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Come for a live on-the-money broadcast from 9 to 11 a.m. Stay for the Browns-Bengals game. The food's amazing. I love the steak. Dave Biddle loves the pretzels, and the big screen's ridiculous. Join us October 20th, Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for help.
The Jackets are back at Nationwide for a battle with the Wild. Live fan coverage starts Saturday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Your flagship home for Blue Jackets hockey. The Fan.
Everyone has that one goal. That thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Why choose the Hinderer Motor Company? We don't just sell vehicles, we build relationships. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 top-tier dealerships and a state-of-the-art collision center, we're here for you every step of the way. From our exclusive Carvenience service that handles everything from pickup to delivery to our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance, we make your life easier. And every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty because we believe in what we sell. Experience the difference and visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
True Work is the most technical workwear in the world, delivering modern solutions to timeless job site challenges. Innovation meets tradition in True Work's high-performance lineup of work pants, shirts, and jackets, all engineered to give you the comfort and protection you need, especially in the most extreme conditions. Check out the full lineup with over 50,000 five-star reviews at truework.com and use the code SPORTS15 to get 15% off your first order. That's TRUEWERK.com. True Work helps you be your best when the weather's at its worst.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to get a look at that weather report. It is cold out there this morning. You'll definitely need an ice scraper as there will be some frost on your windshield. A beautiful afternoon. We're going sunny with a high of 69 today. Not quite as cold tonight, low 42. Sunny tomorrow, high 71. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If you make a wise crack about Dayton Pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. Thank you to Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com, joining us that last segment. It's Tito, it's Bobby, it's Baker, and now it's Quick Hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Oh, happy Football Friday, Tito and Bobby. And we're going to start this one off with a little basketball news. Kind of shocked the basketball world yesterday. Tony Bennett announced that he will be retiring today at 11 a.m. Although if you've already announced it, I don't know why you got to have an 11 a.m. time today. But Bennett was set to begin his 16th season as the Virginia head coach. Their first game is less than 3 weeks away on November 6th against Campbell. Tony Bennett, obviously known for staunch defense there at Virginia, and won that 2019 national championship. This one comes as a shocker, guys.
It does, and especially this late, this close to the start of the season. They say it's not health related, Bobby. So you talked about the college football coaches who won national championships. There's only 6 active basketball coaches left that won national championships now. Dan Hurley's got a couple. Patino, or the ghost of Patino, the vampire Patino, whatever you want to say, he's got a couple.
Izzo.
Bill Self, Izzo, Scott Drew, and the last one just changed jobs in this offseason. John Calipari.
Oh, yeah.
But
Go Hogs.
Yeah, right. Go Hogs on that one for sure. So Bennett, won a national championship there. That's great. Will be more remembered though for being the first number 1 seed to lose to a 6 team. He'll be more remembered for that. But had a great run there.
That was bumpy, but I'm curious to hear what the reasoning is. Like, when he gets up to the presser today, if it's not health related, and he's an older guy, but not like crazy
He's not
old.
that old. 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in coaching years, that's like 1,000. So, if it's not health related, like, I want to just hear what the reason is to do it now, not after the season or to do it in June. Even in midsummer, we're talking fall. They've got tip in 3 weeks, and now you're choosing to do this. Maybe he wanted to try to give one of his.
He just signed an extension.
Staff. Well, maybe that's why he wanted to give someone on his staff a shot. I don't know. I'm just curious to hear what happened and how they got to this point.
A little crazy, guys. Yep. I don't know. Georgia, they obviously have the big game against number 1 Texas this week, but they've already suffered a loss on the recruiting trail. Jared Curtis, he's a 5-star quarterback out of Nashville, Tennessee, has
Vandy staying home.
He has reopened his commitment. He did choose Georgia over Ohio State, Alabama, and Texas, and Oklahoma in there as
Kirby
well.
Smart. Fire Kirby Smart.
This dude is a big dude. He's 6'4", 255 pounds. He's the number 4 recruit in the ESPN 300. He says he still loves Georgia. He just wants to make sure he explores all of his options.
It sounds like some shark does on
explores
nights.
Options.
Still in love, but just wanted to go out there in an exploration process.
Pair and a spare.
Pair and a spare. Always make sure that you've got something on the ready. And very rarely do you see somebody decommit and then recommit to the same school. I don't foresee that happening.
When was the last
I
big
wonder if
name to
there's
do it?
something that happened there that caused this. Whether it's maybe maybe he was getting waffling, so they said we'll take another quarterback or whatever happens. But people in Columbus think the sky is falling. In Georgia, you already lost to Alabama. You lose to Texas, you'd have 2 losses. Kirby Smart's won a pair of national championships. But now you'd be losing on the recruiting trail, too, which would be brutal.
Yeah, and Bobby, when guys decommit like this, it's all for me. It's just publicity stuff anymore because you're gonna recruit guys in the offseason that have played at other colleges already. You know what I mean? With the transport of the way it is.
And that's why they say you never burn the bridge now more than ever because that guy may end up at Georgia at the end anyway.
Yeah, he came out, did the whole thing where I reached out. Look, he said he called the coaches personally, which was nice. I think that's cool to do that. And then say, look, I love George
It's
living.
not cool. That's the way to do it.
Well, I agree.
He must have a good parents in his life or a good parental influence, whoever that may be.
Right. So, but it's the recruiting means less now. It's more just about publicity when recruits commit to certain places and these all these different 5 stars, whatever, because you can go out there and get a guy who goes and plays somewhere else and does just fine there. So it's not it's a publicity hit is all this is for Georgia. I'm not the least bit worried about Georgia's recruiting going forward. I'm not the least bit worried the fact that if I'm a Georgia fan, I wouldn't worry about them losing this guy. I mean, look.
Are you serious? They're worried about that. I guarantee you they're furious about this. They're like, If we lose to Texas this week, it's over.
Well, I understand. On the field, I get it. Yes, on the field, I get it.
I'm talking Georgia football.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about it, Bobby. How many 5-star guys has Ohio State lost? Like Raiola, they lost, right? Like recently, like a 5-star guy, the quarterback they lost there.
It.
So I don't think it's.
Then they got Julian Sayin.
Right, got Julian Sayin now. So
I'm just saying.
It just doesn't. By the way, his name should be Justin. Okay, it should be Justin Sayin. It should be instead of Julian Sayin. That's a mistake.
No, he's bringing Julian back and making it cool.
I think Justin's a better way to go on that one. They made a mistake when they named that kid. All right, what we got next? Coming up next, we will hit you with a re-rack. Big win for the Guardians last night. We'll talk about that. And also, I promise you that the Jackets will win also. And we'll hear from Ryan Day and Ryan Baker. That's next. Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Expect daytime and overnight lane closures until October 26 for a long-term road construction project at 71 southbound in both directions at 56. We're seeing about a 30-minute commute at 71 southbound from 70 to Madison. And we're looking at 10 minutes in your drive time at 670 eastbound from 70 to 270. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Men, you already know that as we age, low testosterone can cause many issues, including decreased energy, bad sleep, a lower sex drive, and more. And if you're like most men, getting treated for low T can truly change your life. But it's also important where you get treated, because your health matters, and a quality medical practice that has true expertise in men's sexual health can help you get the best outcome. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in treating low T and other men's sexual health issues in the area. And if you're feeling like I just described and haven't yet sought treatment, or if you're not satisfied with the treatment you're currently receiving, I'd invite you to call us. At Tri-State Men's Health, our expertise is men's sexual health. It's all we do. We've successfully treated thousands of men for low T, and we offer a true 5-star experience that is like no other. If you're like most men, you'll be astounded at our service and at the results of our treatments. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Get your game room game day ready with Billiards Plus.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, and games the whole family will enjoy.
Now's the time to get your name on a pool table before the holiday rush.
Plus top-of-the-line grills still in stock.
Shop Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey folks, Bobby Carpenter here. I picked up my brand new Toyota Tundra last week, and I absolutely love it. From my guy Marcello at Germain Toyota. And right now, you can lease the powerful Toyota Tundra SR5 for just $409 per month. That's 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, built to handle tough jobs and thrilling journeys. The Toyota Tundra SR5 is the ultimate companion for work and play. These deals are rolling out fast, so don't wait. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. Offer ends soon. See dealer for details.
Hello, I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who...
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Baker. It was an instant classic at Progressive Field last night. The Cleveland Guardians beating the New York Yankees 7-5 in 10 innings to take Game 3 of the ALCS. The Guardians led 3-1 heading into the 8th, but Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton hit back-to-back home runs to take the lead. John Kinsey Noel hits a 2-run shot in the 9th to tie it. Then David Fry, a walk-off 2-run blast for the win. Game 4 is tonight at 8. New York leads the series 2-1. The Blue Jackets got goals from 6 different players. They beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-4 at Nationwide. The CBJ did lose winger Kent Johnson, though, to an upper body injury. He could be out for a bit. This one's sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. With a drastic rise of diabetes, dementia, and cancers, we've been fooled by foods. Reverse the food curse at awaken180weightloss.com.
Never have I been so excited to get a whiff of sweaty jock straps. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Yay, football, the fan. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Tito and Bobby with you. Bobby in the chat, by the way. Sorry.
Get after that chat. What we got in the chat today?
Okay. Let me do this first. I'll get the intro out of the way, then we'll talk. Let's do it. That's the wrong one.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, I promise to talk about the Guardians in a minute. I will. We will play some Ohio State sound. The Jackets had a big win last night, 6-4. All those things. We're going to talk about them. In the chat, though, Wes comes in. Bobby, I went on and put a couple of comments on there about Ryan Day.
If I hear someone compare Ryan Day to John Cooper again and show like the Scooby-Doo unmasking,
I'm going to
lose my mind.
Okay, well, that's what he said. Wes says Day is John Cooper.
I've read it.
I thought you just guessed on that. I thought I thought you've seen a lot of them this week.
I have seen a lot of them, but
yeah.
I just saw it there. I don't need to see it anymore.
I like Cooper. I think Cooper's a good dude. He really is.
Oh, I love Coop. Coop was great.
And 88 years old, whatever. He's got old man strength still. Love Cooper. Very generous with his time. With charitable things around.
Coop's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Coop is a great dude.
By the way, he did a lot of great things at Ohio State.
Oh, yeah. He took Ohio State to a national recruiting level, did a lot of good things. Coop was 2-11-1.
Right.
Day is 1-3, and the one game was canceled, so it should have been 2-3.
Right.
Day has played in a national championship game.
Yes.
He has made multiple CFPs. It's whatever.
All right. Jackets beat the Sabres last night 6-4. CBJ 2-2 now on the season.
How about that? Put on your jacket.
Hey, man, I'm telling you.
Hold on. Bake's the biggest jacket fan around here. So you got to put on your jacket. Our Blue We Rise. March on. What's
carry the flag.
Carry the flag. Rise, carry the flag.
We are
out of our blue.
Out of our Blue We Rise. What do we got right now?
What's this?
Gotta see it live.
I haven't heard anything for this year, to be honest. I don't know.
We're not rolling with the slogan.
Join the battle.
I think maybe
Join the battle.
I think maybe I used to hear them all the time when I was watching the games. I've been at the games a little more, so I'm
Defend NWA.
No one has ever said that.
I do.
Yeah, that's
the band and the arena.
That's
I'm just telling you.
That's a false narrative right there.
I think it's great. I love that.
Fake news.
That's a good one.
You and Hayden are the only ones that ever said that. And it's
come on, man.
And do you want me to go Jerry Jones on you? One of them's not here. One of you guys isn't here anymore, and the other one might not be.
Hayden was there last night working in the radio booth for the Jackets.
Good for him.
He's like a backup.
Hayden's doing that.
He's a backup producer for them.
I didn't know that. So, yeah, the Jackets host the Wild tomorrow. Chance to get to 3-2. Nice seeing
If they get above 500 5 games in, I'll feel good about life.
Oh, if they get above 500, I'm looting. I'm going to go out and just take to the streets.
Get some couches. You got some couches ready to go?
Couches, yep. What am I going to do?
Maybe some critical news today with them, though, with this whole Kent Johnson injury.
Wait.
It did not look good last
You got hurt
night.
after coming on the show?
Got hurt after the show.
It's his stinking birthday
It's
today.
his birthday today. And he's going to spend it at the doctor's.
It doesn't look good?
It didn't look good last night. And Dean Evison last night said, we don't really know, but like I said with Goodbranson, when he got hurt the other night, he said it doesn't look good. And the next day, Goodbranson ended up on IR. And last night, Goodbranson came out with his arm in a sling. So.
Bronco, go ahead.
The fact that he got hurt on his
day before his birthday.
Day before his birthday, I asked him how he's going to. So I'm looking up, like he's pretty young. I was like, how I just want to make sure, like 21. I knew he just coming up and getting through the ranks. I was like, oh man, his birthday's the 18th. I'm just like, hey, what are we doing for the birthday tomorrow? Well, my parents are in town, this and that. Don't have anything planned. Yeah, have fun celebrating it at the doctor's office. Poor Ken. That's awful.
Is that a thing now? Is there a juice jinx when people come on? Because Ransom didn't get hurt. Who'd you guys have on? Did you guys have Bjork or Diebler on recently?
Yeah, Deeb, what do you think? Deeb's got hurt?
No, I'm just asking. No, I'm trying to
Ross
think.
Was on with Tim.
Tito, just because you get hurt every time you host doesn't mean there's a jinx.
I just wonder. I'm trying to think. None of the people have come on. I don't think it is. I'm asking the KG veteran who's here day in and day out, Bobby Carpenter, if there is.
We never had Babcock on either, so you can't attribute that to us.
I'm so glad you said Babcock there. You're right.
I mean, I'm just being real.
No. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm. You said it quickly.
Is that a B or a D?
That's all I'm saying, Bobby. That's all I was going to. You guys had Ransom's still playing great for Ohio State. He's not hurt. I'm saying. Is there anybody you guys have had on?
We had a lot of the players on, so I mean.
But I'm trying to think did anybody?
Like Jack was on. We had a bunch of guys on and come through. So yeah, I mean,
you guys never had Steve Belisari on before Michigan.
Cody
game?
Simon was in here. No.
Right.
He did miss a couple games with him.
He did, you're right.
With the Jackets' history and injury luck, there's no way that can be tied to this show.
That's true. You're right. That's fair. That's also fair.
Let's talk about something positive.
You guys had Boomer on? The
Guardians won last night, and they ripped defeat from the jaws of victory only to throw it back and trade it back in for a victory. I was sitting out at Easton at dinner, having a drink, watching that game like 3-1. In the 8th, you get Class A up.
Over.
I mean, it's done.
Right.
You got a 2-run. I mean, he can even give up a run. You're feeling good. And next thing I look up, and I see Judge circling the bases. I'm like, no.
Right.
3-3. I was like, all right, not bad.
Sure.
You got 2 more innings. Just get out of this. Maybe you get a run in the bottom of the 8th. Keep a clean 9th. Maybe you get a run there. You got options. Then you give up another jack.
Right.
I'm like, what is going on? Now it's 5-3. It's like, it's over. It's done. Cook them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, wait, we tied it up. It's great. And then the walk-off, phenomenal. Yeah. I honestly, I couldn't watch it anymore after they tied it. I'm like, I can't let you bring me back into this only to let me down again. I had to stop watching. I'm like, if they win, someone else will tell me. Because I couldn't handle that.
Yeah, it was 7-5 in 10 innings. Yankees lead 2-1. Game 4 tonight at 8:08. But Bobby, when it comes to the Guardians now, and really Cleveland sports fans in general, and I've got good friends and that
didn't trade teams like you.
You know what? I'm not going to do this today. But when I see, I root for my friends.
Did you see the old Cleveland gear still in your closet?
No, I root for my friends.
Benedict Fittoff.
Oh, by the way, no. T-Bone put something out yesterday on Twitter where he said something about the Browns moving and how he gets to find a new team if they move, like they're moving, to a different area. We'll talk about that with the dome and all that. And I thought that was very funny. All the crap I take for me abandoning the Browns when they abandoned me and went to Baltimore, and Bone says the same thing. So I don't want to hear this. Anyway, what I'm saying, though, Bobby, when things like this happened last night, I think of all of my friends and their parents that grew up as Indians fans. Yes, they were Indians fans back then, and Browns fans. and how much joy they must have felt last night. Like, I'm a sports fan. I like the stories, so it's a great game to watch and all of those things, yes. But I don't have, obviously, the emotional investment. But I immediately think of people like McNeil, Chris McNeil, Reflog_18. I think about my buddy Mike Marquis, his dad Gil Marquis, that have been like lifelong, Jimmy DeTemple, lifelong Cleveland sports fans, and how little joy they've had lately. And do you get sentimental like that at all for your friends that are diehard fans of like a team like that? Does it ever strike you or not, or am I just weird?
Like, do I feel bad?
No, do you feel like great? Like, you think about other...
Yes, I said, I'm not the biggest Guardians fan in the world, but I have a lot of friends that are, and I go, it's going to make my job easier coming into... Some people want to come in and be negative Nancy and talk about losses, and they like to complain in life. When I was at Ohio State, there may have been guys that called me Bitter Bob. A lot of complaints, a lot of grievances out there. All right, and I've chosen to try to take a more high road to this part of my life. That I want to be Positive Bob.
Positive Bob.
So I want to talk about the things that are good and positive things happening, and try not to get drugged down with the negativity. So, with Cleveland winning last night, I was happy for all my friends that are diehard fans. I would love to see the Tribe win a World Series.
So would I.
For Shark.
So would I. Yep.
Mostly for Shark.
Yeah, for Shark also. Yes, that's another guy I think
then he can die.
Well, I don't know if I want that.
All these years to die.
See, Bobby, you say that now. If they win it this year and then Shark somehow untimely passes away, you're going to feel bad.
And I told him he got declined his credential for the World Series. And I go, if I could guarantee them winning a World Series, would you pay for the ticket?
Yeah.
He said, it's too expensive. I go, timeout. You're not willing to go see your team. You're telling me if they made it to the World Series, they beat the Yankees. And maybe you got to be like the Yankees and Dodgers or Yankees and Mets. Maybe it has to be like back-to-back Giants they have to slay. I don't know.
Right.
But you're telling me that you wouldn't go watch your squad and pay to go see them? I'm like, dude, you're 64. They may never make it back. This might be your only option. You're telling me that if they have a chance for them to watch them win a game in the world, it doesn't have to be Game 7 or a clinching game, but to watch a World Series game with your team.
Bobby,
you would not pay for that? I go, work another year. Work another couple months. He's too expensive. Work another couple months then. Be a greeter at Walmart for all I care.
Do a GoFundMe.
Go watch your squad. No, don't just beg for cash. Go earn it.
Bobby, I never saw the movie Elf, but I remember seeing a scene where like he's jumping up and down and like he's so excited about Santa or Christmas, whatever it was, where Will Ferrell's doing that. And that's the same look Shark has when he caught that Jim Thome home run ball in the auxiliary press box from Rothman's seat years ago against the Mariners. And that's the kind of joy you see in that kind of thing. There's an old Van Halen song, Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. And now I'm wondering about you, where you used to be negative Bob, and now you're like positive Robert now. I think that if you're going to be bitter Bob, if you want to shake that, you've got to start going by Robert. I think that's what you have to do. If you really want to shake the bitter Bob.
Sounds too mature.
It's a mature thing, Bobby. That's a mature thing. If you're gonna,
I've been positive Bob for years now.
Okay.
Positive Bob sounds way better than positive Robert.
It's easier. No, I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, I think if you want to shake the whole thing, I think that's what you have to do.
I think I did shake the whole thing.
I don't know if you did.
By my actions.
By your actions. Real quick, Baker, for you.
Guards win. Guards win.
Do you get sentimental for for friends who are Guardians fans?
He gets sentimental for himself being happy. How about that?
I don't know if I get sentimental, but I did have a group chat going last night where my buddies were blowing up about the Guardians game while I was at the Jackets.
Right.
And I texted my one friend separately, and I was like, I don't give a rip about the Guardians, but I'm super happy for all of you right now.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there we go. All right. Again, I didn't play the Ryan Day sound. I promise you we'll do it. But coming up next, because I'm yelling at myself because I didn't do it again. The CBJ exploded for 6 goals last night in a win against Buffalo. We'll catch up with Jackets insider Jeff Sabota next. This is Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
You're encountering a small delay at 161 eastbound between Hamilton Road and New Albany Road. We're seeing some slowdowns there. And the exit ramp is closed at 315 southbound, off ramp to eastbound downtown Split. And we're seeing about a 10-minute commute at Route 315 southbound from 270 to 70. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
This year's starting lineup at Honda Marysville is as strong as ever, so come see us.
Choose from Ohio's largest selection of Hondas and get 0% for 60 on any new CR-V, HR-V, Passport, Pilot, or Ridgeline with the trade.
Honda's built here, Honda's sold here. Honda Marysville. We're closer than you think.
0% with approved credit and 80% of MSRP financed. 2010 or newer trade with KBB appraisal at $2,500 or more. Must take delivery from dealer stock 10/31/24.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. We often hear businesses say that they are, quote, family owned and operated, which leads you to think, how often are the owners of the company involved in day-to-day operations? Well, when it comes to Newman Roofing, I can personally tell you that I met with Tim. I met with his daughters. They have 4 family members of Newman Roofing overseeing the different divisions of the company, ensuring that an excellent customer service experience is going to be provided to you every time. Folks, I can personally testify they were great with my wife and I, and they will do the same for you. With Newman Roofing, their family focuses on every detail, and it allows them to deliver that white glove experience, not just for me, but for everyone, that you're not going to get with those larger corporations. 32 years in business, 3 generations in the roofing industry. They can do it all, and they will take care of you. So before those winter storms hit, have Newman Roofing come out and take a look. Whether it's a repair or replacement, Newman has you covered at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Pella has forever been known for the best of windows, Wilson, but our doors just as game-changing.
Yep, same with us.
We've got traditional and modern options, but also some really innovative stuff, like big, bold colors or tuck-away sliding doors.
But do you have the give it a little kick to open it door?
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah, you got to give it a good little kick to open it.
Get the windows and doors that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted. PellaColumbus.com.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We are live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorento LX. All 3 under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
There's a shocking new government report about the border crisis Sherrod Brown created. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, almost 500,000 convicted criminals have entered our country illegally, including nearly 30,000 found guilty of murder and sexual assault, including rape in their home countries. Now they are spread out across America because of Sherrod Brown's policies. But Sherrod Brown says,
I don't hear a lot about immigration from voters.
That's because Sherrod Brown doesn't listen to voters anymore. And while our safety is being jeopardized, Sherrod Brown is making sure illegals get taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals who get amnesty, Social Security, even COVID relief checks, all paid for by you. 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful day out there today. We are going 70 for the high. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 71. And then look at this. Sunday, sunny, high 75. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robershad with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. And now we're going to head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline, joined by Blue Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda joins us right now. And by the way, Bobby, I usually keep this one sound in like one of the pages here I like to go to when I'm doing shows, and it's very appropriate today. Ding, ding. Ringing the bell, Jeff Svoboda. How are you doing today, my man? Congratulations.
Have you even seen Rocky?
Yeah, I've seen Rocky. Rocky 3. Yeah, I've seen Rocky 3. I haven't seen 3 and 4. I didn't see 1 or 2. I saw the good ones.
Svoboda, let me throw this out. You've seen the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe, correct?
I have not. No, sorry. I'm not a big movie guy.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm leaving. You guys can finish
the wrong guy.
You can finish the show together. I can't. Never mind.
Jeff, how you feeling? Big day yesterday, right?
Yes. No, feeling great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a long year, but feeling good and very happy to be with you and feeling very good this morning.
Yeah, by the way, second time you beat it.
So let me ask you this, Jeff. We've got the Blackhawks coming up here. Chance to get above 500. How are we feeling about that? When was the last? Actually, no, that's the Sabres. Who we got? We got the Wild.
We got the Wild come Saturday.
Not the Blackhawks. Sorry. We've got the Wild coming up on Saturday. Chance to be above 500. I know it's early in the season, but that's got to be feeling pretty good.
Yes, absolutely. The way that the last couple seasons have developed for the Blue Jackets, where you struggled so much early, and it just felt like so much air was out of the tires at the early part of the season. It's nice to get off to a good start. I know it's just 2-2-0 right now. It would be very nice to be 3-2-0 after Saturday night. But they're playing good hockey right now, and they have a vibe about them that there's some confidence in the systems and in each other and the way they're playing. And so if you can keep that going as long as possible, you'd want to keep that going. So, Dean Evason was asked after the game last night, the new head coach, what he likes about the team. And he just talked about the closeness. He talked about the way that they've gone about their business. And, I think they've played 4 pretty good hockey games so far. If things go a little bit differently, they probably could have won all 4 of them. They didn't, but that's hockey. You're not going to win every game when you play well, but I think you can't fault the effort. You can't fault the quality of the play that they've had so far. So you want to keep it going, and hopefully you have a pretty fun Saturday night at the arena tomorrow night.
Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda joins us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline. Have you noticed a substantial change kind of in the vibe and the way the team plays under the new coaching regime?
Yeah, I would say so. I think there's more structure there, especially defensively. And it's not always going to be perfect, especially when you're 4 games into a season. But There does appear to be, a veteran coach coming in, someone who has, had some success you mentioned Minnesota, who were playing on Saturday, taking them to the playoffs a number of times. And so you have, a coach with some experience that's come in and instituted a system that I think the guys enjoy playing. They've talked a lot about how aggressive it is, how it's a player-friendly system, how they've really defined what they want out of the players. And so I think, that takes away the gray areas that sometimes, when you're a player, especially in a sport as fast as hockey, like you want to know what you're supposed to do. They don't want there to be, hey, do this or do this. You want it to be, this is what we expect out of you. This is black and white, and go out there and do it. And if you don't do it, then you're not going to like what happens. But if you do it, we're probably going to play some good hockey and win some games. And so they've really tried to simplify and put them in a situation where they know it's expected of them. And it's worked out to this point. And, I don't want to, go crazy here through 4 games, but I do think that you can see the difference in the way that the Blue Jackets are playing right now. You can see, the way that they're playing. There is some confidence in this group. There is some belief that they're on the right track and they like the direction that they're heading. And so, as Bobby said, the record is great, but if you just keep playing the way that you need to play and you start racking up some wins because of that, that's what gets you going in the right direction. And hopefully that's what they're able to continue doing starting tomorrow night.
I'll say this as long as it keeps going well. What's the secret to the power play this year? It seems like we've been working on this thing for a decade. Is it finally coming to fruition, Jeff?
Yeah, let's hope so. There's been too many talented players over the years for it to not work. And so, but it hasn't worked. You're right. No, there's no doubt about that. It's been kind of the bane of the existence of Blue Jackets fans over the years. But, I think, they've put a real emphasis on it during the preseason. They worked on it literally, I think, every day from the beginning of camp. And, they even had some practices that were specifically special teams to where they were going to come out and say, we're going to work on this. And we've seen them this year really work on situational hockey, I think, in camp more than we ever saw before, where, whether it be 6-on-5 or 5-on-3 or just the power play, the penalty kill themselves, that was a real focus out of the coaching staff was, why would we not practice this? Was something that Dean Evason said very early in the season. So it's been a focus, and you're starting to see, you've got some guys that can put the puck in the net with, the Chinakovs and the Marchikos and some of the guys out there that have the skill, but you put the work in and you start to believe, and it's amazing what can happen, I think.
Lots of Russians you're talking about there. Let's talk about our guy, Kent Johnson. We had him on yesterday. It's his stinking birthday today. So, Bodes, tell me that he's going to be okay.
I wish I could tell you that.
Only good news. Don't give me bad news.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he's going to have to miss some time. I'm hopeful that it's not going to be a lot, especially since it is his birthday yesterday. You guys had him on, so maybe I don't want to say the word jinx, but it is the Blue Jackets, so there are injuries. But hopefully, it's not going to be anything as long as he had last year, where he had to miss the end of the season. But it did look like based off of what Dean Evason said, he's going to have to miss some time after, unfortunately, another guy who gets injured by his own player tripping over James Van Riemsdyk, who had gotten hauled down last night. Just another freak thing, but hoping for the best for Kent Johnson because he was off to a great start this year. You guys had a chance to talk to him yesterday. He's a great guy, really coming into his own in the National Hockey League. I've been enjoying watching him so far, so hopefully a quick recovery as quickly as possible for KJ.
Congrats again, Jeff, on going 2-0 against the Big C and ringing that bell. It's great news to hear that. And you have officially begun. Look, and no offense to Aaron Portzline, who I've known for 25 years, whatever it's been. He used to be my favorite Jackets writer. You are now my favorite Jackets insider because Bobby teed that up. Bobby was so ready to go off on me about the Gladiator thing, and the fact I've got a brother from another mother there who spells his Jeff the right way with the J. That right there automatically bonds us for life. Thanks, brother.
Absolutely, and thank you again. I really appreciate it.
All right, that was Jeff Svoboda, Jackets Insider. Didn't work out for you, Bobby, did it? Really thought you had me on that one.
A little bondage, though, with you and Svoboda. Okay. That's good. You just said it.
No, I said we bonded. Bonded is what I said.
I heard a different suffix on
I'm sure you did. Coming up next, we're going to do the super tease. We're going to plenty pay off of this. We'll hear from Ryan Day. We'll do that next. Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Prepare for some slowdowns at 70 East Side westbound at Bryce Road due to an accident on that right shoulder. We're seeing about a 30-minute commute at 70 East westbound from Route 79 to 71, and about 30 minutes in your drive time at 70 West eastbound from Route 54 to 71. The off-ramp is closed at 70 West Side eastbound off-ramp to 315. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Looking for your next Subaru? At Byers Airport Subaru, we give you options from start to finish. Browse and shop entirely online from the comfort of your home at columbussubaru.com or stop by and visit one of our friendly brand specialists just by the airport.
Right now, you can get a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 2.9% for up to 72 months.
Whether you prefer to click or come in, we've got you covered. Your journey starts at Byers Airport Subaru. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 10/31/24.
From the mind of a 2-foot-tall talking spokes puppet comes this year's biggest challenge. It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare, the hottest game show on TV that asks, what happens when you compare Bob's to the competition? You get style. You get quality. You get beeps and boops and dings and whomps. And thousands of dollars in savings. Everyone's a winner when you dare to compare with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop in store or at mybobs.com to play now.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Ohio Basement Authority comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at ohiobasementauthority.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Where can you find a locally owned John Deere dealership that offers unmatched individual attention? Voss Brothers Power Equipment. Voss Brothers has been serving our friends and neighbors in Central Ohio for over 30 years. Stop by their Powell location on Sawmill Road and make your work easier with the versatile John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor. Save with huge fall discounts and tackle any task with ease. With low prices and great service, come experience the difference at Voss Brothers Power Equipment.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they battle the Bengals.
Live coverage starts Sunday at 11 with the Kick It One.
Your Central Ohio home for Browns football. The Fan.
Just how liberal could Sherrod Brown be? What are his actual votes?
Well, he backed bills to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports and let transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms.
Very liberal.
Brown supported allowing children to receive puberty blockers and even sex change surgery.
Super liberal.
And worse, Brown even voted to allow late-term partial birth abortions, a procedure where the baby is partially delivered alive. That's right. Brown's votes for partial birth abortion are in the congressional record. And Sherrod Brown voted to allow this terrible procedure not once, not twice, but 6 different times over 8 years.
That's radical liberal.
Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's just way too liberal for Ohio.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Oh boy. NFL season continues on, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. So you'll get started with $300 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. So all you got to do is win a bet with Lincoln, and they're going to give you 3 Benjamins.
There you go.
How about that? So you can get a little same game parlay. You can even do, we'll call it the same state parlay this week if you want a little Bengals-Browns action in there. I mean, an anytime touchdown for Deshaun Watson, that might pay like plus 7,000 if you pair it with the Cleveland first down, third conversion. I don't think you can get those in there, but listen, get some rushing yards action, get some Joe Burrow action, get whatever you want. It's all there. Pair it together. All you got to do is go visit FanDuel.com/juice to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older in Preston, Ohio. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ryan Day spoke yesterday, said took him quite a while to get over this loss to Oregon, and we'll hear what Ryan Day had to say about that.
The focus is now moving forward on where we're at, where we're going. Get the things that we got to get fixed. Certainly, you want to win in games like that, you got to win the turnover battle. We got to win the turnover battle, and we didn't do that. We didn't win the rushing yards. We gave up too many explosive plays. So those things have to get fixed. And you stew on it for a while, you keep working at it, but then eventually you got to move on. You start focusing, moving forward, because when you look at where we are moving forward, we got 6 games here in the second half of the season, and if you can go win those games, then you're right back where you need to be. So a lot to learn from, but we got back at it yesterday, and we'll get back at it again today.
What do they have to work on, Bobby?
What he said.
Yeah.
Can't turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
Better trench play. Yep. And I talked about that leading into the game. Like, the team that wins the trenches is going to win this game. Now, if Ohio State would have won, I wouldn't have said that they won the trenches. They had the 2 explosive runs, but really didn't run the ball all that consistently. And, explosive runs are part of it. You can't just take those away. But if you do pull those out, especially in the second half, didn't run the ball all that well. Not as consistently.
12 rushes in the second half or something like that. Some low number.
Because you only had 19 yards to off.
Yeah,
you want to rush 20 times for 40 yards? Is that we're going to keep that pace up? Probably not going to get a lot of first downs. So you've got to find a way to run it more effectively. Now with Josh Simmons out, Zen Mahalski, you have to step up, get some Zens with Zen, give you a little juice right there to get it going. So they've got to find a way to get better. Defensively, gave up way too many rushing yards. Gave up way too many explosive plays in the pass. So I think that 8 explosives, you got to cut that number in half. I understand Oregon's good. And listen, Stewart, Tez Johnson, Stewart's super fast. The receivers are smaller. They're different body type receivers than Ohio State.
Right.
But Stewart was a 5-star guy that went to Texas A&M. It's not like he's some bum off the street that they just picked up. The dude was one of the top receivers in his class. So they get him up there, via the portal and some Nike cash.
Right.
And they're able to make some big plays. So you've got to stop the explosives. You got to get that corrected on defense. Defensively up front, you got to find a way to get pressure. And, and also get pressure on the quarterback and also do a better job against the run. Putting a lot of stress on the linebackers. So it wouldn't surprise me if they start doing some things with the defensive line's alignment.
Right.
Tweaking that a little bit, maybe playing in to the size to try to bully them, run some stunts in some games, work on that a little bit, integrate that into the programming for the defense. And then and it's the bye week. So you get back to some fundamentals, you work on some tackling, you clean up stuff that you've had issues with.
Right.
And I think, honestly, this bye week was probably a lot more intense than it would have been otherwise. The first bye week, you kept that rolling, we're playing, we're going to keep a normal game week. This week's middle of the season, I think Ryan had plans to maybe draw back. But you look at this, we got things to work on now, guys. This isn't going to be, if you win the game, maybe you're not quite as intense. And so this is the reality. If you, let's say, for argument's sake, Will Howard got down, boom, get a timeout, make a 46-yard field goal, win the game. Are you as thorough in your investigation of what happened? Probably not.
Right, yeah.
Because you're like, hey, we won the game. We still have things to work on, but we won the game. You lose the game, you're looking for everything. And so, the challenge is when you win, you maybe know some things are there, but it's hard to get people's attention, and you might whitewash it a little bit.
Sure.
When you lose, you might be looking at it even too much and saying, hey, we got to look at everything, which in reality, there's areas that need to improve. Another thing, special teams, getting the return games going, that's going to be a part of it. They need to get that fixed as well. They got to get some more production from the return game. Those are hidden yardage for drive start average. That's another piece of it.
It seems like they aren't as aggressive as they should be on that. And I'm not saying they need to run everything back, but
and that's part of it.
Yeah.
Being measured with your fair catches versus when you take a shot.
Right.
And some of that is on punt, where they are on the field. You don't want guys returning it off the 5.
Right. No, I get that.
And so there's elements of that. Just trying to figure that out. So those are the things that they've got to look at. Those are the things they've got to work on. And this week, seeing the practice, I thought it coming in was going to be more, I wouldn't say laid back, but maybe not as aggressive and physical. And that is not the sense of what I saw out there.
When watching the game, Bobby, and look, I'm not going to. Denzel had a bad game. Okay, he had a bad game.
He did not play well.
Right.
It was bad.
But is part of that, though, Bobby? Can you attribute part of that to the fact that Gabriel had all day to throw?
So it's a lot. Coverage is never just coverage on its own.
Right.
It's married with the rush.
Yeah.
So you're not getting much pressure. They're able to run the ball well, which those things start up front. You have to look at maybe you weren't doing enough up front to get pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're doing a little too much on the back end, and there's some hesitancy of like uncertainty, especially when you're playing guys who are like legit fast.
Yeah.
That you can't have that uncertainty. You can't have that hesitation, because if you do, ultimately those dudes are going to be on top of you and then by you. And so maybe like you can always look back, hindsight, like should they have rotated in Jermaine Matthews?
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think Jermaine's a really good player.
Right.
Tim Walton played here, understands it. I think he's one of the best defensive back coaches around. So then maybe he looks at that, like maybe you rotate a little bit more, because Jermaine's come in, he's played well. And so maybe just Denzel needed, a series off.
Right, yeah.
You get the guy out, you get somebody else in, take a deep breath, you see it from a different angle. Like, so those are the things that you look at and analyze. Like, are we playing the right guys? Or do we have the right rotation? Are our alignments good? Like, are we doing too little? Are we doing too much? Like, those are all the things. It's a fine-tooth comb this week, man.
Yeah.
Like you say, picking nits, like fine-tooth comb. Like, dude, you're looking for the louse.
Yeah.
There may only be one, but you're trying to find him.
Would it have
Louse is singular for lice, by the way, Fedor.
I knew that. Okay, I knew that.
That's not. It's not just a country in Southeast Asia.
That's the LAOS one, right?
I think so.
Is that what it is? Bobby, should they have or could they have, when Gabriel was having success that he was having with running the ball?
The sledgehammer.
Okay.
Big.
Should you have or could they have just had like a spy on him?
Okay, and so there's times where people see like guys dropping and spying off. But if you're going to spy, you want him out of the pocket.
Okay.
Now, he's quick, but he's not crazy. He's not Lamar Jackson out there. But if you're going to spy him, you want to get him out of the pocket. And so this comes back to like maybe you explore some three-man rush, get a third linebacker out there, and go like more of a 3-3, and you tell the guys, when you spy, you have games going, so your defensive line, you're giving up the edge and maybe giving up to one side. So you want him to drift out of the pocket. As soon as he does, that's when the spy can go get him.
Right.
Because then he doesn't have multiple alleyways and lanes to run through in the pocket. So sometimes the spy game is force him out of the pocket and then hawk him down. Hawk Tua.
Hey, Baker.
You saw that too in the game.
You've seen the commercial with like Rice and Emmett and Marino trying to get back out there and play.
Yeah.
We need the fan to do one with Hawk, Carp, Schlegs, and Laurinaitis, kind of a similar thing.
I would say that those of us four guys, I would challenge any school in the country to find four. Now, AJ, I might have to like steal some like stem cells and placenta to shoot into his knee. No, he's just one knee. It's pretty jacked, but he would never let you know it. But four dudes that are in as good a shape as we are, they could still. And James's knees are both jacked too, but he's lighter. But we could still all probably give you a series. See, I don't know about a game, but
I think
we could piece together a rotation.
That sounds like a great fan video. Getting those guys back in their uniforms over at the Woody, and just they don't have to do through live contact and stuff, but just the idea of it, I think, would be funny. They'd all have to wear the long. Well, Schlegs have to be fat again, but then they'd have to wear the rig.
He's in better shape now than he was as a player.
Absolutely is. Yes, Air Force.
Like we're all 20 pounds lighter, and now the game is lighter, so like you could conceivably do that.
That's one of the highlights of my week is looking back when you guys have Schlegs on the social media post.
Schlegs looked more like you today 20 years ago.
So I look like a former college linebacker. I appreciate that.
It really is.
Bobby, that was great for you to say that.
It's one of the most backhanded compliments you can find, but yeah.
Coming up next, we'll tell you what's got us juiced. Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
As you approach 70 East Side westbound at Bryce Road, expect some slowdowns due to an accident on that right shoulder. We're looking at a crash at East Main Street at 4th Street, causing some small delays. And you will find some delays at Ennis Road at Westerville Road due to a crash there. And your travel times are looking pretty decent. We're seeing about a 10-minute commute at Route 315 southbound from 270 to 70 and 71. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
Life. It's full of strange twists and unexpected surprises. But at AAA, it's always been our policy to look on the plus side. And our AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin, for example. Last Monday, his morning coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. Ouch! It was just the jolt of energy he needed to start the day. Later, when his shirt was targeted by the mustard on his burger, he became a proud trendsetter.
Martin, looking good!
And when he walked face first into a sparkling glass door, he was happy to provide some much-needed entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And of course, when his car battery took early retirement, Martin felt no resentment. He knew there was a plus side. AAA's expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA. Are you in a safe location?
While we can't all be like Martin, we can become a AAA Plus member and experience the peace of mind that comes with living on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Your weekend freebie is free Kroger brand 12-pack seltzer water. Simply clip your digital coupon and spend $50 or more Saturday or Sunday. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Football is all about winning, and so is the Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 dealerships and a collision center, we've got everything you need to stay game day ready. Don't forget our Carvenience service, the most convenient way to service your vehicle. We pick it up, drop off a rental, and we bring it back to you when it's done. Plus, every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Hinderer Motor Company, where convenience and confidence meet. Visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Can't make it to the game? Watch the Fan's pre- and post-game shows live on YouTube. Just search 971 The Fan and click subscribe.
The Fan's YouTube channel is sponsored by Coors Light.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
ECO. Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay ECO to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get ECO to replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying ECO to fix your furnace is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Get Eco.com.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to get a look at that weather report. It is cold out there this morning. You'll definitely need an ice scraper as there will be some frost on your windshield. A beautiful afternoon. We're going sunny with a high of 69 today. Not quite as cold tonight, low 42. Sunny tomorrow, high 71. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Morning Juice. Thanks for chiming in on the YouTube chat. Appreciate those conversations throughout the show. By the way, it's Football Friday here. Even though the Buckeyes aren't playing, we've got Doug Lesmerises. We got AJ Hawk on, by the way, coming up at 8:33 here on this show. But Doug Lesmerises will join Bishop and Friends, Tim May in on that show. But Doug Lesmerises, 11:33 a.m. Rothman and Ice will have on Brady Quinn, Big Noon Kickoff at 12:33. Man and Bone will do Tool of the Week. Warm-up show with Tim Hall starts at 6 o'clock tonight. 7 o'clock, Ohio State basketball in the exhibition, OSU against Cincinnati. And after the Ohio State game, the Byers Dublin Subaru overtime show with Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran. Baker here this morning and coming back. Bakes, will you nap?
1,000%.
Good for you.
Of course.
Of course you will. All right. It's time to tell you what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Oh, goodness. What's got me juiced? A lot has me juiced. We did our 6th grade tackle last night at Northam Park for the Upper Arlington Little League. And so 6th graders moving on to middle school is the last practice for everyone. They get everyone out there. All the 5th graders line up. They even brought the guys from the 3rd, 4th grade league. The coaches call out their dude. They run about 80 yards, go tackle a bag. And it's pretty cool for guys that have been doing that all the way through flag, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, to kind of see the culmination of it. No 6th grader this year. My son Cullen's in 5th, so we got one more year before he'll be part of that. But I told him, Bud, last night, I was like, it goes fast. You've been doing this all these years. You got one more year of this, and then you'll be off to middle school. So enjoy it. Make sure you're having fun with it. And it's something very special. So that had me juiced up last night. The Tribe, I'm going to call them that.
You can. There's still a Tribe,
the way
yes.
They won last night. I couldn't even watch extras because I couldn't be let down again.
Right.
Because I was so worried. But to hand it off to Class A, up 3-1 in the 8th, I'm like, it's good.
Right.
Feeling good.
Right.
Who else would you rather have out there? Oh, my gosh. And then it just ripped your heart right through your rear end. It was brutal. But then they brought you back. They brought you back and got it done. And so that had me juiced in a positive way. Bye week juice because I get to watch other games. Next week back into game week. Nebraska, going to be a big one, going to be fun to be a part of as well. Get Ohio State back out there, get that taste out of their mouth. So enjoy watching some other football. Go to the pumpkin patch, whatever it is. I'm going to sit down and watch other games. I'm excited and juiced to be able to do that. Negative juice set off the fact that you had a chance to watch Gladiator for 4 unobstructed hours and you still chose not to. I will never understand you. And Svoboda, you guys can go do whatever together. I don't care. I mean, I'll put you in the arena and you can actually be in a Gladiator situation for all I care at this point. There's no excuses for that. I should have showed Artie while you were gone so he could have known what his dad was missing out on. And then lastly, we've got my guy, David Goggins, to get us fired up heading into this Friday.
I can't get a break in life. I hate that damn mentality, but I can't get a break. You aren't given any breaks in life. You make them for yourself. We are all being tested in life. While my test is different than yours, you will be tested. And how you face that test and how you overcome that test determines the rest of your life. The one mentality that you must have in life is that regardless of what's in front of you, you still must grind. I'll never be in the Olympics. I'll never be a professional athlete, but still I grind. I fail at most things I do, but still I grind. I don't want to do half the shit I do, but still I grind. And that one day, you see me down a dark alley, running at 1 o'clock in the morning, know one thing. I was grinding. Stay hard.
Stay hard, Bakes. What's got you juiced?
Well, of course, Schlegs has got me juiced.
The thing about Ohio that I love seasons. I love that it's cold and you got to put on Carhartt. You know, like down here, people wear Carhartt stuff, but they don't have any Carhartt things to do.
And I got to agree with Schlegs. I enjoy this cooler fall type weather as well. I'm just about this Jackets team just because they are playing hard every night. And I don't think we've seen that the past couple of years, but I know that they are going out there and giving effort. A little negative juice, no high school football game tonight on the Fan or over on ESPN Columbus, but positive juice, that's because we're going to get to see this Buckeye basketball team tonight here on the Fan as they take on Cincinnati, and still juice that we'll be able to do overtime afterwards. So we'll be able to give you your Week 9 scores. And then, Tito, I am juiced to be hanging out with you tomorrow and doing Fan Sports Saturday. How about you?
Cannot wait for that. I'll tell you what's got me juiced. Bobby, when we were out there in Oregon, 2 big hikes, one small and the other. But the big one, though, we did Misery was the name of the mountain that we climbed out there. And I get out there, look at the bottom of it.
Gin Blossoms wrote a song about that called Hey Misery.
Hey Misery.
Or maybe Hey Jealousy.
I think it would have been Jealousy on that one. But I get out there, look at the bottom of it, and Heather's like, yeah, we don't have to do this if we don't want to. It's pretty big. And I'm like, no, you kidding me? We're going to do this.
That's what she said.
And,
literally, Heather told you that.
Yes, and we knocked it out. I didn't think I'd be able to pull it off. Sore as hell still, but it was.
Were you worried you would die?
I worried I'd quit. That's what I was worried. I was like, I'd get up halfway up there. I'd say, you know what, I can't do this. And but I didn't. I muscled through. So that was good. That got me juice doing that. And now Heather wants to go do big ones. Like, they have different
How much
levels.
muscle do you need to muscle through?
More than I've got. But, Bobby, they've got, like, different, like, some are called severe, some are called moderate, whatever. And this was...
The Widowmaker?
This was on the severe end. The first one was, like, moderate to severe. This one, Misery, was severe. But it was beautiful country out there. Loved it. We didn't want to come home. But we had a great time out there. The game notwithstanding, everything else. The fans were the best. You need a fan poll, too, for me today. That probably should get juiced on that one. How about this for a fan poll before we go to a break real quick? Do you think Ohio State fans are cordial to opposing fans? You like that? Do you like that for a fan poll?
I would say on the average. We got a lot of great fans.
We do. But I'm just saying, like, if someone asked you, like, hey, Ohio State fans nice to opposing fans, let's do that for the fan poll. They are revealed it already. We'll re-reveal it, though, later on. But coming up next, we will do the re-rack. We'll hit you up with that, tell you about the Guardians, the Jackets, and all that. We'll do that next Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Traffic is moving freely. We're seeing a few accidents that have been cleared at East Main Street at 4th Street and at 70 East Side westbound at Bryce Road. If you're approaching Ennis Road at Westerville Road, expect no further delays in those areas. We still have a road closure due to construction. That's storm pipe installation projects at Walker Road in both directions between Carter Road and Davis Road. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, your pilot hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Just how liberal could Sherrod Brown be? What are his actual votes?
Well, he backed bills to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports and let transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms.
Very liberal.
Brown supported allowing children to receive puberty blockers and even sex change surgery.
Super liberal.
And worse, Brown even voted to allow late-term partial birth abortions, a procedure where the baby is partially delivered alive. That's right. Brown's votes for partial birth abortion are in the congressional record. And Sherrod Brown voted to allow this terrible procedure not once, not twice, but 6 different times over 8 years.
That's radical liberal.
Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's just way too liberal for Ohio.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. Home values in the city, well, they're sky high. We know that. You have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market is peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's the right time. Except for 2 things. High interest rates are going to burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Pretty smart, right? Truehold is going to make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others, and it's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, secure your retirement, and do whatever you want with it. It's your cash. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. Again, that's Truehold.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Baker. It was a great night for Ohio teams versus teams from New York. Let's start on the ice. The Blue Jackets get goals from 6 different players, and they beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-4. CBJ improves to 2-2 on the season. They did lose Kent Johnson to an upper body injury. He'll undergo further evaluation today. An instant classic at Progressive Field as the Cleveland Guardians beat the New York Yankees 7-5 in 10 innings. They take Game 3 of the ALCS. David Fry wins it with a 2-run walk-off homer. Game 4 is tonight at 8. Gavin Williams gets the start for Cleveland opposite Luis Gil. New York leads the series 2-1. In LCS, the Dodgers take a 3-1 series lead, beating the Mets 10-2. Game 5 tonight at 5. Thursday Night Football, the Denver Broncos rout the Saints 33-10. This one's sponsored by Whiskey War from High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank.
Are you working? Because we barely are. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football and quiet quitting. The Fan. Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Morning Juice, Tito Bobby with you. That's two people, Tito Bobby. It's not... What's that movie? Is it Ricky Bobby? Is that movie?
Talladega Nights.
Okay. Funny one. Is that one I should watch also?
Yes.
Is it?
You're not first, you're last.
Talladega Nights is a classic. It is a classic. You would enjoy it thoroughly.
Was not on the plane, or I would have watched that.
And the fact that you didn't watch Gladiator and you had time, you had nothing to do and all day to do it.
Yeah.
And you were sitting there 4 hours.
Direct flight from Vegas coming back. Yeah,
in a metal cylinder flying at 40,000 feet.
Right.
And you chose to watch Law and Order reruns. You're like my wife. That disgusts me.
They were good ones. I'm glad. They're ones I hadn't seen before.
No, it doesn't matter.
It was like USA, man. I love that.
Of course. Why not?
Oh, my gosh. Let's use the re-rack.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Jackets over the Sabres 6-4 last night. CBJ 2-2 on the season. On Saturday, they host the Wild. I'm not going to talk about the bad news. We'll just keep moving on from that because I don't want to talk about bad news with the Jackets. Broncos over the Saints 33-10. That game was boring. I think Broncos got a pick six defensive touchdown there at the end of that game, if I'm not mistaken.
I saw that Sean Payton became the 8th coach in NFL history to beat all 32 teams.
8th coach. One of the other ones are?
I would say Bill Parcells is probably one.
Okay.
Belichick, I'm guessing, is one.
Belichick would have had to have beaten the Patriots
with Cleveland. I don't know if that happened.
Right.
Not sure. I think they said John Fox was one of them.
Fox, that sounds right.
He's coached at 3 spots.
Right.
Like, the more places you coach, the easier it is to get done.
So you said there's 8 all-time that have done it, Bakes. Okay, so Peyton's one. We figure Fox is one. We think Belichick's probably one.
I would say Shula has done it, but there weren't 32 teams when he was coaching.
That's right. He did he coach? No, he did not coach against, I don't think. Yeah, he didn't coach against the Texans, obviously.
Dude, Shula was done in the mid-90s.
Ravens. Yeah, no, I'm saying he did coach against the Texans or Ravens. Yeah, he wouldn't have been one. I'm just talking through it here, Bobby. McCarthy?
Mike?
Maybe, I don't know.
McCarthyism?
Maybe. Pete Carroll, maybe? Long career and coached the Patriots, coached the Jets, and coached the Seahawks. You got the list?
I got the list here if you want it.
I'm saying Andy Reid. Andy Reid's got
to be on there, yeah.
Belichick, Dungy, John Fox, Holmgren, Parcells, Andy Reid, Mike Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one. All right.
Wait.
McCarthy is close. This is talking about McCarthy. I'm trying to see who he would need to beat.
I mean, he's beaten the Cowboys several times this year.
I bet he's beaten, like, Chick-fil-A, too.
I don't believe he's beat the Packers.
Oh, really? That makes sense.
Said if they would have beat the Packers, he would have become the 8th coach. So,
Guardians over the Yankees 7-5 last night in 10 innings, a walk-off home run there. Yankees lead the series 2-1 Game 4 tonight at 8:08. Bobby, what were you saying there in the break that I thought was, I never thought about it, but the greatest thing in sports, or one of the greatest things in sports?
The greatest thing in sports, and I'm a guy who's not the biggest baseball fan and never played it, but the greatest thing in sports is the walk-off. Because it's the only way to win a game where the game isn't over until you at least touch a bag.
Right.
And like, you're going to circle them all. You're going to touch them all, especially if it's a walk-off home run, even if it's just a walk-off hit. But the walk-off home run, because you get to sit there and let that thing marinate as you round the bases. Game-winning catch, stop in football, basketball, shot, whatever it is, a goal in hockey. Like every other sport, it's over.
Yeah.
Baseball, you get to watch that bad boy sail through the air, and then you also get to take your trot, and you can do whatever the heck you want while taking it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you show your class and not your blank, but, you can do a little back pedal there, and you can, and especially if it's at home. Well, it's got to be at home for the walk-off. And it's always, and the part of the walk-off is it'll always be in front of your home fans.
Sure. Right.
So, like, that's part of what's built in with it. So it is going to be fireworks. Have you seen The Natural? Probably not. Why would you have seen that?
I saw the clip with the lights, but that's it pops up on my YouTube feed sometimes.
I want to bring.
What is it, Wonder Boy?
Yeah, the Wonder Boy. I saw one of the most unlikely tweets ever that I thought that would have ever popped in my mention. So I throw up some questions and stuff. Schlegs and I got our YouTube show that we do every day. It's on Bally's at 12:30, and I'll pull some of them into the show, get some content, answer some questions for the folks. We had some interaction in the chat. Like, love to answer the questions and do a show for the people out there, and make sure we're a show of the people, for the people, by the people.
Right.
I've always tried to kind of embrace that. And ask for some questions. Someone's, Will Howard, one of the responses, Will Howard isn't getting the credit he deserved. Obviously not great at the end of the game, but moving the sticks, he's throwing the ball well. He's done it good. Some guy replied, I think the opposite. I think most people now believe in Howard, but I think very highly of him after the game. But he was saying some people don't believe in him, whatever. comments about Day. And then finally, someone jumps in there. With Kyle McCord, Bucks win that game.
Oh, come on, man.
In the most unlikely from the top rope. Yes. I have no idea. Like, a lot of shade's been thrown at Day. People criticize Will
Come
Day.
on, man.
And I'm like,
you can't do that.
For that to come out, that is the least likely thing that I thought I would read about that game.
Oh, good Lord.
I can honestly not believe that someone had that in their stream of consciousness to throw that in there. So kudos to them. Like, it never disappoints. It never disappoints.
You're right, yeah.
The comments are always better than the story.
Dodgers beat the Mets 10-2. Dodgers lead that series 3-1, Game 5 tonight at 5:08. Tony Bennett resigns as head coach of Virginia, although it won't be he resigns, but there will be a press conference at 11 o'clock to discuss that. Just right before the season starts, he's stepping down for some reason, said it's not health-related. Health-related, we will find out what that is. This Tom Brady.
Do you think it's because he wants to have more time performing?
Could be, yes, I think so. I thought he was dead, but I guess he's still out there doing stuff. He left his heart in San Francisco, but he left his soul here at Virginia, I guess. I don't know.
He did pass away
Yes, he did.
Last July.
Tom Brady, and there's these restrictions put in place now. We got to do this. But the fact he is now going to be a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. So because of that, when he's calling games now, there are certain things Brady cannot do as to prep for the games. He's allowed to call the Raiders games, but he cannot visit other teams' facilities, can't watch their practices, can't go to production meetings, and cannot criticize officials or other teams.
What does that mean, criticize officials? Like,
can't criticize a call. Can't say that was a bad call. Can't say the officials threw too many flags in this game, or, you can't criticize officials.
I'm curious to see. Saying they threw too many flags, I wouldn't even define that as a criticism. I'm curious of how they're going to try to say, them saying like that.
He's also subject to NFL's gambling and anti-tampering policies. Now, Bobby, you've done color and prep for games. Yeah. Lots of games you've done. I don't know how many you've done, but you've done a lot of games.
Yeah.
How big of a deal is that he can't, like, how much did you, when you were doing your prep and your production meetings, how much did that help you for the broadcast?
It depends on how much the coach is willing to reveal. Now, if you know the coaches, they'll give you more.
Right.
And obviously, like a guy like Tom, the reason why people like him on the broadcast is he's very well respected. So coaches are going to be very open. You can talk with some things about him. And so it's interesting about it. Some coaches will obviously give you more than others.
Right.
But then they'll maybe tell you, kind of allude to some things that they might be doing. You get to watch some of the usually go in and watch either Friday practice or Saturday walkthrough. Sure. Usually Friday practice is what they'll come and see. Maybe a Saturday walkthrough. But they'll have a feel for kind of what you're doing and understand what's going on. But the reality is that you can garner a lot of that from film.
Right.
But the thing the coaches won't tell you, or they may tell you in the broadcast, for the broadcast, like, hey, we're going to maybe target this or we're going to do this. And I'll never forget, I know Sean Payton fairly well. He's Miami, Ohio coach, and he was at Dallas before I got there. And then just going to vacation with him in Florida and getting to know him. And, my dad playing at Miami, there was like the connection there. He coached under Randy Walker. And so we got to become pretty good friends. And, I have a lot of respect for him. And we played them when I was in Dallas in 2009. I think they were undefeated, and we beat them on a Saturday night. It was an NFL game, and I think Troy Aikman was on the call. And I ran into Troy after that year. He was actually in Destin, and I talked to him, and Troy said, I think he didn't tell me this, but he told Tony this, that it's like, we were prepping for the game. He's like, I thought, and I'd never really hung out with Troy at length. I'd said hi to him. We got to hang out together for a couple of days on the beach, and great dude. And he goes, Sean had told me that he was going to go after Bobby. They had Jimmy Graham and Darren Sproles and a lot of their stuff. He's like, he was planning on trying to ISO them and, do some stuff.
Right.
He's like, I thought Bobby played really well, made some good plays. And I think I did play pretty well that game. But they did go after me a lot. I remember looking over at Sean during the game.
Yeah.
That was part of their game plan. He's like, and that's something that you would ascertain during those meetings. Now, you could probably figure some of those things out.
Right.
And, by watching film and how you would attack another team. And Tom's really smart. But there is some negative to not being able to do it, especially if there's guys there who were on a staff or knew.
Right.
And maybe they'll still do calls with them and they'll give them information.
I would think that's got to happen still.
Well, I mean, Tom may give them a text like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing this week? maybe not text, maybe a phone call from a burner phone, so no one can trace it. But
Kingsbury on the line.
Yeah, we'll see how that all works. But there are things that you can gain of like what they're doing, and sometimes the coach will reveal a little bit of some secret levels of stuff that's going on, knowing that. And the one thing with that, there's a certain respect that players have, and that's why a great one's like, you're not going to divulge that information, even if you know a coach on the other staff, or you may have great ties.
Yeah.
Because I said you respect the game too much.
Sure.
The effort that people put in and the time that players and coaches put in preparing.
Right.
And, you know, I forget, I was doing a game one time, I knew coaches on both sides, and one of the guys was being kind of short. I'm like, you think I'm going to tell whoever it is on the other side of this? And because I knew the coach, I'm like, be frank, like, I respect you too much, I respect them too much.
Right.
For the work that you got and the players, the work that you put in to try to give some unfair advantage just to make the broadcast better.
Right.
Buckeyes.
So, by the way, the one other thing on this Brady thing is that it shouldn't come into play anytime soon, because he's never going to call a Raiders game because they suck and they'll always be, you know, they won't be playing prime games, I don't think, anytime in the near future. But if he does have to call a Raiders game, he can't go into the facilities at all that week leading into it.
That doesn't even make any sense.
He can't go in there at all during the entire week leading up to it.
You can't go into other places, I get.
Yeah, not his own, but he can't go into his own, the facilities of the team he partially owns for the week leading up to the game.
Why not just not schedule him for a Raiders game?
Well, they might. Well, it's still, look, if the Raiders are playing, if the Raiders are have a great season in the next couple years, you know, and they got a game with the Cowboys, they're going to put him on there, I would think, just because then we'll talk about it even more. That's why. All right, coming up next, the Browns made plenty of mistakes. Did they just make another one? We'll do that next. Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We're seeing some slow spots out there this morning. If you're approaching 670 westbound between 71 and 3rd Street, expect some slower traffic. And some heavy traffic is adding some time to your commute at 70 East Side westbound between Miller and 71 East Split. And we're seeing some slowdowns at 71 South Side northbound between Green Line Avenue and 70. And we still have a road closure due to construction at Walker Road in both directions between Carter Road and Davis Road. I'm Angela Fears with 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
There's a shocking new government report about the border crisis Sherrod Brown created. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, almost 500,000 convicted criminals have entered our country illegally, including nearly 30,000 found guilty of murder and sexual assault, including rape, in their home countries. Now they are spread out across America because of Sherrod Brown's policies. But Sherrod Brown says,
I don't hear a lot about immigration from voters.
That's because Sherrod Brown doesn't listen to voters anymore. And while our safety is being jeopardized, Sherrod Brown is making sure illegals get taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals who get amnesty, Social Security, even COVID relief checks, all paid for by you. 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Fall is in the air, and that really gets me going for a delicious, savory breakfast like the Bob Evans new value menu with a whole lot of fresh breakfast options for just $5.99. I love the new griddle stacker with a sausage patty, American cheese, bacon, and a fried egg. But get this, 3 mini hot cakes. You're going to love it too. Here's the best part, the price. It's right in your wheelhouse. It's in my wheelhouse. It's starting at only $7.99. Stacked high and price low. Check them out at bobevans.com or on the new mobile app.
Welcome Columbus to the all-new Toyota Direct. We've expanded our showroom, enhanced our service with 6 lanes, 85 bays, and 65 techs. Enjoy the new lounges with all of the comforts and extras. And now get 0% for up to 72 months on 100% of all new 24 and 25 Toyotas. Come see your all-new Toyota Direct, the area's #1 Toyota dealer.
0% for 72 on a new 24 Tundra with approved credit. Max financed MSRP on vehicle. Cannot combine offers. Must take delivery from dealer stock by 10/31/24. See dealer for details.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Bo. The Fan.
Trust and Will knows that this fall, you're likely celebrating a birthday, your own, a loved one's, or even welcoming a new addition, because fall is the most popular birthday season in America, and Trust and Will celebrates milestones by protecting what matters most. Trust and Will makes estate planning easy and affordable, with step-by-step guidance designed by attorneys but customized by you. All documents are state-specific, legally valid, and secure. Plus, Trust and Will has thousands of 5-star reviews and a rating of excellent on Trustpilot. So join the hundreds of thousands of families in celebrating and securing your future with Trust and Will. Visit trustandwill.com now with offer code Columbus for 10% off your plan. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trustandwill.com. Trust and Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney. Documents are not valid until formally executed in accordance with applicable law.
Hear that? That's the sound of Bernie Moreno shredding evidence to avoid paying his employees. You see, Moreno refused to pay his employees the overtime pay they earn, so they sued him. And after a court ordered Moreno to keep the evidence of his wage theft, what did he do? That's right, he shredded it. Moreno even admitted to shredding evidence in court. He was found liable for wage theft, and a court forced him to pay over $400,000. Innocent people don't shred evidence. And now that Bernie Moreno is running for Senate, he doesn't want to talk about how he was caught ripping off his employees. And that begs the question, do you want a guy like that representing you in the Senate? Bernie Moreno, you can't trust him to be for you. The United Association of Plumbers and Pipe Fitters paid for and is responsible for the content of this ad. UA.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful day out there today. We are going 70 for the high. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 71. And then look at this. Sunday, sunny, high 75. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robershad with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Indeed you are. A couple of things to clear up here, Bobby. Little Italy reaches out and says, "Bring the boom" is the Jackets thing this year.
Bring the boom. How come I haven't heard it?
I don't know why. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm
going to be honest with you. I feel like I would kind of be at the forefront of knowing what that was, given the fact that I listened to 3 unadulterated hours of the Blue Jackets flagship every single day.
Yeah.
We do a segment with them every day.
Sure, right.
I listen to the Fan intermittently throughout the rest of the day as well. And I feel like I should know that. And I could probably recite half the political ads over and over again.
You probably could, yes. And I know.
Which, by the way, I go through the cycle with the political ads. At first, they don't bother me. Then they become so inundative that they're just over the top. And now I've kind of come to enjoy, I kind of appreciate.
Yeah, you're going to miss them?
I'm going to miss them when they're gone. Yeah. Because now it's the point where I just have to be entertained by them. I hear them so much that I can kind of mouth the words along. It's like your favorite song.
Songs, right.
You kind of just get a good feel for it, regardless of who it is, what topic it is on, what camp. I don't care. You know them all.
Right.
It's like working at a fashion retail during Christmas. They they put that thing on loop, buddy.
All of them, yes.
Love or hate them, they're partying now. You can't get rid of them.
So the political ads, and like I told, if
let's see if I can get the sound. Bate, can you start cutting those for me and send me a drive of all of them? I can
a loop. You can just
that way I can load them up onto my phone and I can listen to them when I work out and stuff.
That's a good one. I will tell you this, though, through all the ads we do, and this is not, and I'm not disrespecting a sponsor. I'm just telling you, though, with the one that Timmy does, I will never go into a male enhancement clinic and say Tim Hall sent me.
That's fine.
I will never, ever do that. Okay, I'm just telling you. I will never, ever do that. No offense, Tim.
What brought you here today?
Tim Hall told me to come in here.
No, not even that. Yeah. What brought you here today?
Right, yes.
Tim Hall.
Tim Hall. That's what it was. So
Care for a follow-up on that?
Bobby, just let the rumors go. Oh, by the way, Wes also chimed in. Sorry, on the chat, Bobby, I want to tell you this. He said that the greatest play in football is a fat man running. He said when you get the offensive lineman, you get a lineman or someone who covers a fumble and starts going towards the end zone.
Because then it's the excitement of, are they going to make it?
Right, yeah. You see it start to slow down.
Yeah, like they're running. You can see them start leaning back. They get like the heavy back, like, oh, it's locking up on them.
Yeah.
And you know they're not the fastest guy on the field. So it's a function of you're watching. It's like two trains leaving at the same time from different points. How fast does the one have to travel before it passes the next train? You get a little bit of acceleration in there, some high-level math.
Yeah.
Some physics. So that's great.
Right.
Like, will they catch him? It's like Joe Burrow's run. Like, he running 50 yards.
Right.
Like, is there going to be a DB that's able to get to Joe Burrow before he gets to the end zone?
How long was your touchdown? Not that you're Joe Burrow, not that you're the fat lineman. I'm saying your touchdown that was with Detroit, right?
It was somewhere probably. That's a great question, Tadoff. I don't know how I don't know that.
I don't know how you scored one damn touchdown, Bobby.
I did. I had one interception, too. It was all in the same play.
By the way, I bring up with Tyvis all the time. Every time I do a show with Tyvis and we have a former Buck, like we had Katzenmoyer on one day, and Katzenmoyer's had an interception in the NFL. Dane Sanzenbacher has had an interception in the NFL.
Yeah.
Tyvis 0. I always give Tyvis crap about that. I mean, I'm sure it is, but I just think it's funny that Dane had one.
I probably had two other opportunities. One, I got a hand on. I should have caught it, and I didn't.
Well, it sounds like probably the greatest play then for Wes would be a Bartolo Colon walk-off home run, right? Seeing fat Bartolo Colon on a walk-off run the bases would be the combination of those two things, the lineman and also that.
Yes.
That would be the one.
Yes, Bartolo, that would be tremendous.
Okay, so the Browns are going to build a dome is what it looks like. That's their plan in the suburbs.
Over top of their current stadium?
No.
Okay.
They're going to move to Brook Park. The Brook Park Browns. I would change the name from Cleveland Browns to Brook Park. I'd try to start anew. But anyway, I hate it, Bobby. Hate it. When teams, football teams, in cold weather environments, they're really super cold in the winter, in the elements, I hate the idea of a dome for Cleveland.
Really?
Oh, it's terrible. And I know, look, as a fan, it'd be more comfortable. Yes. As players, it'd be more comfortable. Yes. It'll generate money year-round from concerts and crap like that. It all makes perfect sense. As a sports fan, I hate domes with football. Hate them. Now, Buffalo's building a new stadium, not a dome. They shouldn't. Cleveland's making a mistake here, Bobby. Do you agree with Cleveland's decision to have a dome?
I understand why they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to use it year-round. Like, the reality is, if you're going to spend all this money on something, and I say this, like, we talk about asset utilization. I mean, I'm a business guy.
Yep.
Asset utilization. You want to make sure that you're getting more than, like, 10 days use of it a year.
Sure, right. Oh, yeah, I get it, yeah.
You spend $1 billion, like, now they're $3 billion.
Yeah.
If you look at Ohio Stadium, how expensive that is to maintain and upkeep, like, you got to get more use out of it. So I understand why they do it. I enjoy open air. Like, I would prefer a retractable. That way you can open it up.
Yep.
But then you can still do things. You can still host Final Fours. Like Cleveland, if they build a dome, they'll get a Super Bowl. The NFL has basically told you that.
Yeah.
If you build a new stadium now, we will reward your city with the tax dollars and give you a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So, like, you give them a dome, that's going to happen. If without the dome, it might to probably won't.
Yeah.
I think New York was the last one on the train. Go ahead, Big.
Bobby, we just heard from Ross Bjork this week talking about why Ohio Stadium won't put grass in because the turf, they want to be able to utilize it for concerts and the outdoor game for hockey and all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. And my pushback is on that. And I understand all that. And they've got to utilize, like you said, you've got to make money off of it. You could put grass in there and do all that. It's just really expensive to upkeep it.
Right.
I watched the crew down there over at lower.com. They have grass in there. It gets like minimal sun. You know what they do? They have this aeration system. It's like Muirfield. They push air in, pull air out, push water. They can pull water through it. And then they also, since we don't get much sun, it's probably still dark outside, and it'll be dark at 4 o'clock here before you know it. But they got the grow lights,
right?
The same one that Shark has in his basement. They have those grow lights, and they're on wheels, and like they're timed up, and they like roll around the field.
My only thing is that and baseball won't do it. And we got to hit the break here, but baseball won't do it. But if I'm Major League Baseball, every single stadium that gets built going forward has to have a retractable roof. Every single one. I don't care what. It has to have one so we don't have 30-degree games in baseball.
Oh, I love when the pitchers have to blow their hands.
I'm telling you, it's fine. You can have things that's 45 degrees or 50 degrees, the dome's open. But I'm saying, I don't want it, then you can't have rainouts anymore either. If you have retractable roofs, you shouldn't. Now, if the roof leaks, we've had rainouts before. I think in Minnesota may have had one in their dome way back when. But
does the Rays Stadium count as a retractable roof? I saw that opened up.
I think now it's actually now officially convertible that does not go up anymore.
It's open air now.
Open air is what it is, yes. All right, coming up next, it's that time. We'll talk to A.J. Hawk, the former Buckeye great. This is Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
You're looking at some slow traffic at 670 westbound between 71 and 3rd Street. Some heavy traffic is adding some time to your commute at 70 East Side westbound between Miller and 71 East Split. And expect some slowdowns at 71 South Side northbound between Greenlawn Avenue and 70. We do have a road closure due to construction. There's a storm pipe installation project at Walker Road in both directions between Carter Road and Davis Road. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. If your fall is anything like the people in my neighborhood, your weekends are full of driving kids to endless soccer things. So if you're going to be on the road, be as comfortable as possible. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend a new Lexus. That's not true, but I recommend it. Deal time, 2.99% finance rate on a 2024 RX. That's madness. 4.49% finance rate for a 2025 NX. And you can get up to $5,000 lease cash for a 2024 RX. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
A single cloud can weigh 550 tons. A sports car fits inside a hippo's mouth. NJM Insurance puts policyholders first. Seems unbelievable, but it's all true and approved by legal. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit NJM.com for a quote.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Quality, transparency, integrity, craftsmanship, and consistency. Those are the words that seem lost by many in the construction industry, but not on Newman Roofing. Because when your name is on it, it just means more. NewmanRoofing.com.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorento LX. All 3 under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. but she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidde. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidde and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. By the way, to clear it up, we were talking about this. 34 yards was the length of the Carpenter interception return for a touchdown for Detroit against Dallas. I went back and found the article, Bakes, and we give Tyvis Powell a lot of grief for his bravado at Pro Day and whatnot, and it literally says in the article, Bobby didn't gloat. Like it said, he could have gloated against the Cowboys, his former team, but did not. He kept it classy.
Never would expect him to.
I would have moonwalked in the end zone. All right, it's that time. Let's bring on A.J. Hawk.
Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Sponsored by FanDuel, the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice.
All right, we're on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline with A.J. Hawk. A.J., we were talking earlier, Bobby and I, about the commercials that are out there, with like Dan Marino and Emmitt Smith and Jerry Rice and those guys. They go out there and try to get back in the uniforms and play a little bit. And I thought it would be outstanding if you and Bobby and Schlegs and Laurinaitis did a similar kind of commercial or something like that and go out there, not necessarily get hit or hit people, but go out there and try to do it. Bobby made it sound like you would probably be a long shot to do that health-wise.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Like I'm not I can't starting and stopping. That's really my issue. I feel good, but starting and stopping and that hard cutting, that's not my favorite thing to do right now. But I could put the pads on. I'm not going to run into Schlegs. Like I'm not taking his big head and jaw on anymore. He probably knocked me out cold, or Bobby or James, actually. I'm not hitting any of them, but maybe if we bring in some some paid actors that are small and not very strong, we can take them on.
Some radio hosts. Speaking of Schlegs, by the way, every time they put out a picture on social media of Schlegs from his playing days, I wanted to ask you this question with that head he's got. Would you rather have $1 million or Schlegs' head full of nickels?
Oh, boy. Probably Schlegs' head full of nickels. We got multiple different uses for it, and it's probably over $1 million. So, yeah, that's a great question you asked, though. But I'll take the Schlegs' head filled with nickels.
Yeah, it's that literally came from the top rope. I appreciate that. That was a solid question. How about this, Sage? I know that you're a fan of the movie Gladiator. Now, my guy over here, Jeff Titoff, has never seen the movie. I don't know how that's the case. He was flying back, went out to the Oregon game. He had a layover in Vegas, coming back, and he had an opportunity. It was on the in-flight selections that he could have watched. He had 4 hours on a direct flight and still chose not to watch that movie. He said he watched the first 10 minutes and got bored. I don't understand how that is possible. Do you have any words for him?
Yeah, that's tough. Especially on an airplane, and if you've never seen it. Like, if I saw Gladiator as an option on an airplane, I would watch it, again, for the 10th, 15th time, because it's been a few years. But, yeah, I think sometimes, though, when people haven't seen something that we deem like a classic, and a lot of people do, the more you try to sell it or tell them to do it, it pushes them away. So I think, in your own time, I think maybe Gladiator, it'll come to you. It'll find you in the right moment when you're ready for it.
Okay, I guess that's part of it. How would you groom somebody? You said like pushing on them is too tough, but like if you were to groom them to want to see that, do you have a methodology for that?
That's the thing. Like, I'm not good at that. I can't groom anyone or anything. I'm not good at that. Like, I'm not good at I guess, trying to get people to do something that they don't want to do. It's not my specialty. That's why I probably wouldn't be a good politician. I wouldn't, trying to tell people, like, oh, no, this is so awesome, you need to do it. Like, it's not exactly my specialty. I usually feel like, oh, hey, you don't want to watch it? Cool. Let's just go about our life, I guess. But I think I think maybe Gladiator 2 with Denzel, maybe he watches that first, and then it gets him he watches the second one, and then he comes back to the first one.
So shoot for 2 first before you go back to the original. I like it. That might be your answer.
That might be it. I like the one comedian always said that he watches movies backwards, and if you watch Jaws, it's a movie about a shark that throws up so many people they open up a beach.
Good joke.
Well,
good joke.
That's good joke. H, where are we at on our threat level midnight in Columbus right now with the Buckeyes and after this Oregon loss? It's almost the weekend, but we don't have another game to kind of quell the appetite, if you will.
Yeah, you're right. It's good to try to take out your frustrations on whoever the next opponent would be, but I understand the bye week, it's going to be tough, but you just got to do that in practice. But, everyone's disappointed, I think. Everyone wanted to win that one, but I know I've said it multiple times, I think, since that to other people, like, hey, it's all still out in front of us. Like, everything out there, all the goals that they have, everything they want to do, it's still definitely possible. With the whole 12-team playoff, all of that going on, like, just go take care of business, and great things can still happen. So I think that's where the guys' heads are, and hopefully they feel good about it. And we've got a couple good tests coming off the bye week. I think that's really we're gonna get to prove really who we are.
AJ, do you think much about what your football career at Ohio State would have been like if there were a 12-team playoff?
A little bit, yeah. I've thought about that before. It would have definitely been different, no question. It would be awesome. I just think the best part is knowing that, like, even if something happens and you slip up or whatever, there's still hope. Like, you can still go and win it all. You can still find a way into the dance. And, old school college football, you lose a game early, sometimes you may not have a chance to win it all. And that's kind of tough. And I think now there's so many teams with so much hope out there. I think it's great for everybody.
Well, if you slip up, I think you can still slip in is the way you're trying to look at that. It's interesting because I don't think if we had a 12-team, heck, even a 4-team, I don't know if we win the one in 02, but maybe we win one in like 05 or 03, and that's just kind of how like wild and on the margins that this whole thing can be.
Yeah, it is like whoever is playing best at the right time. And I know now we get caught up like that. That's the cool thing about all the, all the conferences switching up and teams coming into the Big Ten and all that. Like, we get big-time matchups every single weekend, I feel like, all over the country. So I think that's a great thing for college football. But you're right. Like, if something happens and, say, you don't win a game, like, yeah, you can still figure it out. And I think right now it's still so early. I mean, we're still in October. And we know when football really matters, down the stretch, December and January, like, whoever's playing the best then is going to be the champions. And that's all that matters. Like, just find a way to peak at the right time.
We'll get you out here on this one, AJ. AJ Hawk joining us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline. Watching that game, and you've watched obviously a lot of college football so far this year. Do you have a definitive idea of who the best team in the country is?
No, I don't know how good anybody is. I'm not going to lie. You think and then like you see these different matchups happen. And I think teams don't even know exactly who they are yet. I mean, there's a lot of games to be played still, especially when the weather comes into play. It starts getting colder and windy and different things. Like, who's going to handle that best? I don't really – I mean, teams that are good and solid, but I haven't seen teams, like, separate themselves yet, and I can't sit there and crown a champ or say, like, hey, they're the best squad right now. I think there's too much up in the air. There's too many moving parts, and let's see who figures it out at the right time, when it really matters. But for the Buckeyes, obviously, they just need to going about their business, take care of business, win these big games we got coming up. Obviously, beat Michigan. Let's go figure it out after that.
All right, H. Before we get you out of here, we're a week out. Where are we at on the Halloween party costumes, party favors, everything that you're going to need, lubricants, whatever's going to be there?
We're deep into the Halloween game right now, Bob. We got a lot of good stuff. I got multiple different costumes for different events coming up. Nothing that's really, feels like, oh, this is great, this is groundbreaking, or this is a really cool costume or something like that. I'm having a tough time. I might need you to send me some ideas, trying to get creative, trying to get creative ideas with Laura and I, my wife too. Like, we need a couple's costume. We need all kind of decent stuff.
Okay, I'll suggest one, but when I throw it out there, you have to promise to say yes.
I cannot make any promises like that, Bob.
No decline. You have to take it. I mean, that's how it works.
Are you going to throw it out right now? Are you throwing the idea out now?
On the air?
I'll have it. I'll get it ready for next week.
That's a mega tease right there, right?
Yeah.
AJ, I would say don't try too much getting character like you with that pirate costume a couple years ago, whenever that was. We had the eye patch on for like 3 months. Don't try to get too much in character there.
Yeah, I won't. I'll take care of my corneas. I'll make sure those are healthy going into this Halloween.
There we go, brother. Have a great show today, man. Enjoy your weekend.
All right, thanks, guys.
That was AJ Hawk. Coming up next, we will re-reveal our fan poll. Morning Juice on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We're seeing travel times that are about 30 minutes at 70 East, eastbound from 71 to Route 79, and at 70 East westbound from Route 79 to 71 back the other way, and about 28 minutes in your commute at 70 West, eastbound from Route 54 to 71. We're looking at a 12-minute commute at 71 North, northbound from 70 to Dolores Parkway. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $300 cash bonus when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free for more details.
From the mind of a 2-foot-tall talking spokes puppet comes this year's biggest challenge. It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare, the hottest game show on TV that asks, what happens when you compare Bob's to the competition? You get style. You get quality. You get beeps and boops and dings and whomps. And thousands of dollars in savings. Everyone's a winner when you dare to compare with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop in store or at mybobs.com to play now.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited truck month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Just got a free coffee with my Earnify points.
Your what?
The points I get with the new Earnify app from BP and Amoco. I got $250 for signing up and more every time I fill up or buy anything in the C-store.
Oh, can you use points for fuel?
Of course.
And discounts and deals?
On anything.
Oh, like chips?
Mm-hmm.
Sodas?
You got it.
The actual slushie machine.
Only what's actually for sale. But you do get double the points for the first 90 days. Just go to EarnifyRewards.com to download the app.
Available at participating locations only. App content is subject to change.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop. Join us for the Make a Difference Gala at High Bank Distillery in Grandview. Taste new fan barrel picks and support the Third and Goal Foundation. Tickets are on sale now at 971thefan.com. 21 or older, please drink responsibly.
Football fans, meet your new full-service auto partner, Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. From Honda to Ford to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, we have the perfect vehicle for every football fan. Stuck on the road? Our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance is just one call away. today. And our convenience service means no hassle, just great service. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. For unbeatable deals and unbelievable service, visit HinderMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Leaves changing in the nighttime air is cool. Fall is the perfect time to have the Waterworks inspect and tune up your furnace. Protect your family against those wintertime furnace breakdowns. Call 614-232-2222 now to schedule.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to get a look at that weather report. It is cold out there this morning. You'll definitely need an ice scraper as there will be some frost on your windshield. A beautiful afternoon. We're going sunny with a high of 69 today. Not quite as cold tonight, low 42. Sunny tomorrow, high 71. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Morning Juice, final segment of the program. Bishop Friends up next. Tim May is on the show for the entirety from 9 a.m. to noon. Doug LeMaurice joins at 11:33. Don't forget Rothman and Ice, noon to 3. Brady Quinn, big noon kickoff. 12:33 was when he will be on there. The fan poll for today, and I brought this up. I did this, Bobby, because of the fact that I was out in Oregon. I said I thought the fans were great. Now, granted, there were a couple of bad apples in there, but for the most part, though, the fans were super nice and cordial. And we put out the fan poll. Do you think that Ohio State fans are cordial and welcoming to opposing fans? And so far, it is a 50-50 split.
I would
right down the middle.
You'll probably get somewhere in there because everybody knows people who have been obnoxious and terrible. I would say at large, most of the people of Columbus are good Midwestern folks, most Ohio State people, and they're friendly. But like anything, it's really more like the 90-10 situation.
Yeah.
And it's not even really 10. It's probably 5% of people that get overserved and obnoxious.
I have anointed myself a fan ambassador. And
are you McConaughey?
No, listen,
Minister of Culture?
That's what I do. When I run into fans of other schools that are coming through to Columbus, I remember when Nebraska first played here after joining the Big Ten. I remember when the Texas.
You think that the best representation of Ohio State would be you?
I am so nice. I represent the Big Ten and Ohio State in the city of Columbus.
I mean, he did slay misery.
Honestly. So there you go, Bobby. Right on that. That right there is what I do.
After you make it up Kilimanjaro, we can talk.
And by the way, Bobby, there was a time when I first started working at the Fan. And I was like, cool talking to Bobby. These guys I watch playing football, AJ. I remember, I got to meet Schlegs. And then Laurinaitis came in one time before he started coaching and did a show. I remember doing a show with him there before. Like I know he did Bishop Laurinaitis. The Heartline came in one time and did a show. Yeah. I remember all these. And I used to think it was really cool. But now as I'm getting older, how in the hell did you guys not win more than one title? That was a damn good Mangled. What a damn good team that was.
Believe me.
Now I'm pissed off.
You should be. And
you should have won more than one.
That's why, and I'm glad you went there. And people are like, why aren't you more critical of this? And I go, I'll point out the issues, but it's really freaking hard to win.
I know, but you
go, the team of all of my teams was probably the third best team that I was on here won the title.
The 02 team, yeah.
The 02 team. We were better in 03, and our 05 team, I think, was the best. And James has talked about that. When people asked him, when he came in, popped back in with Bo, and I think he was on with Common Man. They were talking. He's
Right.
like, our 05 team was probably the best team that he was on.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, it's just how it breaks, man. Like, we lost 2 games on the margins, barely.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and that's what it is. And does that mean, like, Jim Tressel couldn't coach in a big game because we lost to Texas at the very end? Because we had, dropped touchdown pass, a missed field goal.
Yeah.
We had a miscommunication on the back end with our third-year starting safety and 2-year starting corner that they, because it was so loud because the fans were so great that, like, we didn't communicate it properly, and they threw a pass to Limas Swede with, like, a minute left. Like, I mean, it's just crap happens, man. Like, it sucks. Like, but that doesn't mean that the team isn't good or they're not doing the things the right way. I mean, I was not near as dedicated. I would say dedicated. I mean, I worked hard and did all these things, but these guys, like, it is all encompassing football for them.
Sure.
And we go out after the game and have drinks and, I chase my girlfriend around, who's now my wife, and like just do nonsense. I mean,
living the shark life.
I would go out when I was a sophomore on Thursday nights before games, and that was commonplace.
Right.
I mean, for some guys, like other guys didn't.
Right.
AJ didn't. I mean, I was like, hey, why not? All the other normal students. I'm a student at Ohio State. I'm gonna put the student in student athlete.
There you go.
I'm gonna go hang out in Gen Pop, see what they're all about.
I think I know the answer to the first part of this question.
Getting drunk and eating street meat.
Would Jim Tressel want to coach under these current rules?
None of those guys would want to.
I say, would he? And then also, could he be successful in this?
I think Tress is uniquely qualified to coach just about any time and place because of how he operates. He's very relational. But people say, Ryan, like, Urban was a hard trade. Yeah, Urban was tough. I go, Urban couldn't coach in this today.
Guys would transfer out.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Guys would walk off the field.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I'm like, Ryan, I always say, is a good mix between Tress and Urban. Like, Ryan cares a lot. Tress cares a ton. Ryan has probably more accountability than Tress.
Right.
We had dudes that, like, failing drug tests, all kinds of nonsense. And Tress would always keep them around. And, like, they would, like, not really get punished all that much. Under Urban, you'd either get kicked out or you'd be sent to the gulags, which you'd rather quit. Some of the guys who made it through, I'm like, you're the toughest human beings I've ever seen, because I may have quit. I think I'm pretty tough. But it's just what it is. Hit the fan poll.
I did it already.
Oh, that's right. Whatever.
Yeah, I did that already. Yeah, I got the knockout of the week, so I want to get into this stuff. I think it's still 50-50, by the way.
Let's do another hour with that off.
Dude, you know what? Hey, Baker, you hear that? He invited me onto his podcast today. Is that what you took away from that, too?
I don't think Bobby would ever do that.
I think that's what it feels like. Thanks to all for tuning in. Thank you, Ryan Baker, for all your hard work, getting your butt up early this morning. And you got the overtime show tonight, the Byers Dublin Subaru overtime with Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran. Thank you, Bobby. Have a great weekend. Thank you to everyone who listened, chimed in, all of that. Make sure you stick around. Bishop and Friends next, right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Travel times are looking pretty good out there. No major delays to report out. And we're seeing travel times all under 30 minutes. As you approach 70 westbound from 71 to 54, you'll notice about a 30-minute commute there. And only 10 minutes for you at 71 northbound from 70 to Polaris Parkway. We do have an on-ramp closure at 71 Northside, northbound on-ramp from East Broad Street. I'm Angela Fears for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Is a Fan Action Update.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use the promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. College football action tonight. Duke 0-22 against Florida State. They look to change that tonight as a 3.5-point favorite. Purdue is a 28.5-point home underdog to Oregon, and BYU is giving Oklahoma State 9.5. For your Prime Sports Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2025, Saturday, June 21st, Ohio Stadium, one night only. Headlined by Jelly Roll and Kane Brown.
Yeah, that's how I give.
With special guest Megan Maroney, Treaty Oak Revival, Dasha, Connor Smith,
Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m.
It's our policy to look on the plus side, and AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin. Last Monday, his coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It was just the jolt of energy he needed. Later, when he walked into a door, he was happy to provide entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And when his car battery took early retirement, he knew expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA.
Become a AAA Plus member and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorento LX. All three under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com